Is cooperating with me? That's impressive. Is it? It's actually, wow, oh my god, it actually kind of is. Cool. Well, I'll do this real bada boom, bada boom. Close a bit now since it's cooled down a bit.
Yeah, despite being kind of a slower day, bro, the tips at Hollywood are just so much more consistent, and the mileage. I still made $30 an hour on a slow day.
Nice.
Oh, but the dude who's supposed to come in and be GM, he's already fucking up. He's called no show ish 3 times already.
That's it. Are you sure that's?
He won't call the store, so we think he called no showed. He called the district manager, which makes no sense because they don't know. They're not at the store, so
nor are they going
to.
Yeah, they can't. I don't know. Well, okay, so they had like other shit come up and decided to head out to DM instead.
Yeah, but fucking everyone, and then they don't even show up either. Like they don't take the bus. It's not like they're not a driver. Like I don't know if their car's out.
Maybe I don't.
Three things in a matter of like a week or two. So everybody's trying to make him quit. There's gonna be a dick to him and shit, just trying to get him like quit. I literally will like protest. I'm like, I transferring to the store to have no chaos.
Yeah, like you all are actually creating more and being assholes about it.
And it's one thing for Mercedes to quit. Then I'm sorry, Rachel. That means you just have to be GM for the store. Even though you're district manager, you need to hire a GM. And until then, you have to do the GM's job. That's your job now. That's what other district managers have done in the past. They just have to be there and be GM for the day or two. You know what I mean?
I know that's usually how it kind of works sometimes. Not all places. They usually transfer another manager normally for some businesses, but I know grocery stores, district managers never do that. They just like find a manager or two from another store and just make them transfer there for a day.
We'll see how that one goes. I'll tell the dude to quit to his face. Be like, bro, I've ran my own business before. I would fire you. What are you gonna do? Fire me? You're not manager yet. You're just a shift lead. You're not my boss. Be like, dude, you don't show up. Then when you do, no one likes you.
Yeah. What's up, Rift City? What do? Gross liberal submarine depth. Too bad there ain't no liberals here. And just also another idiot, anyway, so. Oh no. A rapacious, awful person, like, suddenly croaked and that no one liked. Oh, but, you know, conservatives are definitely the ones that never celebrate death, right? So everyone else has your day. Good until the last hour of work where it was fucking a flood. The Great Flood, bro. I was literally like this close to being like straight up, literally like, yo guys, someone else needs to deal with this. But by the time I was getting there, it like kind of cleared out, but I was like, thank fuck. Because I was literally like at a certain point, like it was like almost 11:50 and there was people dining in still. At a certain point, I was like, look, I gotta cut off the dine-ins. Like, it's gotta take it to go. You know what I mean? It was just like, ugh, rough. Howdy, what's up, Judge? Do you like Star Wars? Sure. I used to love it a lot more. I suppose like old canon and shit, not really Disney as much. I mean, I do like some of their shit, but I pretty much am like on the same consensus as everyone else with Star Wars these days. I feel like I can't believe I memed Lindsey right before his demise. I thought Turtle was already dead. All but confirmed. I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like literally two awful shitbags, in the Republican Party who have literally been there for well over like 7+ fucking terms and have done everything to literally like fuck this country up, especially under Obama with fucking with Mitch. I literally do this for the game and I love trying to ruin it, possibly good things. Like fuck that turtle fuck. Cardiac arrest remains the undefeated champion MC. Fucking A. You're goddamn right. And once it's Mitch, Trump next. I only say that just because like that fuck has got so many random experimental drugs pumping through his veins now at this point. That's honestly unironically probably what's helped keeping him alive at this rate. Literally, if he wasn't president and had like the presidential healthcare treatment, he would actually unironically be dead right now. I am not kidding. I do truly believe that. We are Lindsey Graham, we carry the flame, we fight for the gospel, we carry his name, Lindsey Graham. And if phone's crazy good battery life, I'm kind of shocked how good it is so far. Nice. Quit spamming hi. Yeah, we get it. Hi, you exist. Not bye. Like that. Goddamn. That is actually like really, really annoying. You can say hello without endless spam, bud. Here, I'm literally trying to just put you in timeout for like 60 seconds. Arsemaster? Sure, I'll take it. I'll take that. You lost Lindsey Graham's day. What? They asked? What? Trump, the Onion. Trump suspects Lindsey Graham was poisoned by someone slipping him alcohol every day for the last 50 years. Damn. Is this cooking stream because I need some food recipes? I mean, I will sometimes do cooking streams, but this isn't strictly a cooking stream thing. It just happens sometimes when I'm in the mood for it and I want to cook something up. I mean, like, if you want some basic recipes that I usually make, literally just grab, like, any Alfredo sauce, especially if it's, like, a garlic roast sauce, like, of Alfredo, or, like, a garlic parmesan sauce of some sort. Get, like, sausage, and then some pasta of some sort. And then if you want to get a little extra, fancy, you can dice up some onions, maybe just add some olives, stuff like that. But usually I just kind of keep it to those 3 to 4 kind of core ingredients. And, for the most part, they're decent little hearty meals that last a few days. I mean, at that point, it's literally just, like, what flavor and what stuff you want from there. Like, do you want, like, a more, savory meat to go with it, or something a little bit more sweet, or maybe even something spicy? I mean, at that point, it's just kind of the world's oyster of what you want to make with it. Because the last time I made some, I kind of made it like somewhat Cajun-esque with a bunch of Cajun seasoning in it, which was actually pretty good. The balance with the Alfredo sauce and the Cajun actually complemented really well. Country Bob's sauce is the bomb. I don't know if I've heard of that before. I just get like whatever the general like generic brand is for stuff like for Parmesan or like red sauces or even vodka sauce and stuff like that. I don't I'm not like one to actively just be like, all right, let me go find like a very unique brand about this. I mean, sometimes I will do that occasionally if especially if it requires it. Every time I eat hot dogs, the kids at first, I can't help it. Well, cool for you, bud. Cool. Greetings, commies. Greetings. Claims to be pro-life. Dies. Yeah, Republicans. If you claim to be pro-life, then why do you all like pass away eventually? Yeah, Lindsey Graham. If you're pro-life, then why did you die? What is? Huh? What is and what? It's a shame Trump's still alive. Tick tock, tick tock. That's how I honestly like at this rate. I just wait. I mean, I'm just kind of doing the wait game basically at this point. There's a point in me where I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally at this rate. I'm just sitting here every day when I hear more shit. I'm literally like, can you fucking have a actual heart attack, like in one of these press conferences or something? Like, actually, please. I would. I'm not even. I hate to say I'm not kayfabing, but I dead ass am not doing that at all. Like I'm legit like no, I would actually love if because of his fucked health, he literally is just suddenly like and then just falls over. Like bro, I would save that clip and just like fucking watch that shit all day. I would watch that shit all fucking day. Pete Hormuz is waiting to try Weekend at Bernie's. He's waiting. Why do you think he has a whiskey bottle, hidden away somewhere in his pocket? He's just sitting there sipping, waiting, biding his time. I don't like him as a Zionist bootlicker, but I'm more for his family. I don't really care about his family. Not that means like fuck him, I guess, because I don't know nothing about any of them. I just literally am like, I don't care. Just I have a very strong indifference of like they don't have anything as far as I'm concerned inherently to do with him and his broader influence in politics and shit. Now for Trump's family, like they all besides like two or three of them could go fuck themselves, at least for Trump's family, because they're literally are a crime syndicate. They're a crime family. And the ones that aren't have pretty much been, for the most part, disowned by him and actually has a lot of fun insider information about like validating and being like, yeah, this is just how they are. I mean, this is literally what they do. So, I mean, like outside of those specific ones, I think one of them's like Nancy Trump, and there's like another one, like I forgot the other lady's name. Like, there's literally only like two. One's like Trump's forgotten daughter that he like just detests, and then there's like a cousin of Trump or like a niece to Trump or something. Like, I forgot who, but there's only like a small handful of the Trumps that are actually like decent. The rest of them are literally just crime syndicate scumfucks. Literally are all a bunch of fucking crime organizing fucking shitheads. Yeah, Mary Trump. Yep. Yeah, he does. He has a well. I think that's who I'm pretty sure. Is either he has I know he has fucking like a perpetually embarrassed sister, and so I think that's what I'm talking about. But I could have swore there was like a daughter he just like fucking practically disowned too, because she, just was kind of distant, from him or whatever the fuck. Unlike Ivanka, basically. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know or really remember all the exact details. I just know there's at least like a few. At least one of them's definitely somewhat prominent. When it comes to the Trump family, they're at least all right. But like I said, the rest of them are just rapacious scumfuck pedophile demons. So they can all go fuck themselves in hell. Lindsey, good riddance. We are Lindsey Graham. We carry the flame. You know what? When you got to rewrite it a little bit. We are Lindsey Graham. We carry the cane. We fight for Zionism and praise Netanyahu's name. For we are Lindsey Graham. We carry the cane. Our closet is in flames, perpetually trying to get out his game, but he can't, even though we all know he was. Sending my taxes from straight to Bibi. Yeah, because, all of our taxes, should obviously go to the true president of the United States, and Israel is Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, obviously, that's just how the world works, bro. Yeah, like, like the U.S. military and the Israeli IDF and shit, basically just fucking like morphing into one mega military of death. Like, that's just normal. That's fine. That's actually an okay thing. Gay. Wow, someone is very closeted. Someone is a very closeted homosexual that really wishes he could have some fucking mean dick right now in his mouth. Praise be God, Emperor Netanyahu. Turn one soul. Oh, did I miss a comment on that? Long time ago, when the wind blew the same for miles and miles, men would drink to God until obliteration in the company of other great men. I raise a toast to you, brother. Hey, toast. Okay. Yeah, you're having fun there, little kid. Get the fuck out. This is an adult space. Quit being an annoying little retard. No one cares. Canta Brazil. I'd like to one day. Especially with Lula, and shit. Hell yeah. If only Michael Brooks could see, one of his, big inspirations, running the country. Send him to the ether. Well, of course I did. I'm literally at a point right now where I'm like, I am like kind of weirdly at both, like, just fucking social batteried out, but at the same time, I'm like, I am, as long as I'm fine with it. If that makes sense, because I'm literally like, after that last hour of work and all that bullshit, I'm literally like, no, that, basically. I'm like, no, my tolerance and patience for bullshit is right down here. Like I said, when it came to my shit from work earlier, I was like, had to be at the fucking, cashier, like, fucking, counter, handling all these fucking orders and I was like, and it's gonna sound honestly kind of bad, but I kind of hate it when, like, this really is, oh goddamn burp, Jesus Christ. Well, that was glorious, but Uh, anyway, I'm just gonna have to say it, but I don't really necessarily like it when there's someone who predominantly, obviously, their first language is Spanish, or at least another language of some sort, usually Spanish, and then the second, language obviously is going to be English, but they try to like work with that, but then I'm assuming all right, we're cool, we understand each other. But then they'll be like, I actually don't understand what you're saying, bro. But they will like respond like I don't know. It's like it's kind of weird to me, and I'm kind of like, why not just have like like we have someone speak Spanish, like I just bring them over here and translate for you if you want. Like that would make it easier. In my head, I'm thinking that, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, if there's actual barrier here, you can let me know. I have no problem having someone who speaks Spanish to come by, or if that is predominant language, let's do some basic Google Translate shit. Like I'll work with that. But I don't know. Sometimes I'll get people like that, and they'll also get a little mad about it. I'm just like, I'm not like trying to be a douche or nothing. Like I'm communicating what I'm trying to communicate. Obviously, there's a barrier here. Let's work that out. But it's like, it's like, come on. I mean, it's happened way more than I've really cared to deal with, honestly. But every time I'm literally like, I seriously just need to get into fucking Duolingo again and actually really start learning some Spanish. So at the very minimal, I could have some basic conversational Spanish to be like, hey, you'll have to be slow and maybe even be simplistic. I'm still learning. You know, I can understand some stuff. Just got to kind of keep it very simple. Like you're talking to kind of a kid, basically. I'll have to let them know. Once I get to that point. But I will say, if one silver linings about work is I eventually at least get some basic secondhand language experience and also can start fucking speaking Spanish and understanding that shit. Oh my god, I would actually be pretty fucking happy because like a good chunk of my coworkers are Hispanic as well and speak Spanish, to each other, because it's easier for them, I suppose, or whatever. I don't care. I don't fucking mind. I'm just like, man, it would be actually kind of nice to understand and learn this language, like, cause like it's actually kind of important, not just in general, but I'm seeing it's increasingly becoming very important for this job. Just on the virtue that it is, like, there's so many people that come in that just are predominantly Spanish speaking. And it's like, man, I'm kind of having to really beat myself in the ass on that one specifically more. Like, cause I'm not trying. Like I said, it sounds bad, but it's more on me to just start fucking learning this already. You know what I mean? Because it's just, it's just barrier bullshit. And yeah, especially when you're in a rush and there's a lot of people, you're also being the pilot, having to package up everything and give it out to people. All this shit, it's like it gets a little clusterfucky. And I'm here like kind of frazzled, like. I'm not trying to be a dick, but my dude. And then once the translation kind of got through, there was still somewhat of a mistranslation because I thought they only wanted like one order, like because they initially were mentioning about two, and I put that up, and I was like, all right, and we like, but this was another thing though. It was confirmed before we totally paid it out. So and I asked receipt, and he's like, nah. Even though he probably should have kept it, because then he could look and realize, oh, there was only one instead of two. And I'm like, because the thing was, that was where a lot of the issue came from. Is the second like combo that he wanted. And I was asking, do you want like the same or do you want different flavor? Like I was just trying to get that part across because I knew you wanted everything else the same. So I was like, okay, and I just thought that in general about the combo, but I wasn't sure about the flavor part. So I wanted to confirm that. And he literally was like, I what? He was like confused about it. I'm like, I don't know how, honestly. We've been good so far up until this point. So that's when that had to, happen, and it ended up still fucking up somehow, and I had to be like, my bad. Honestly, like, that was just straight miscommunicating. Like, hey, I gotta start learning Spanish, kind of stuff. Like, I kind of smoothed it out either way. And also, I said fucking and gave him some brownies. Like, I gave him and his buddy like 2 brownies, for the trouble because they were waiting for so fucking long. And I was like, all right, and I even told that it's like there's 2 free brownies in there. And he was like, thank you, like, and kind of did that with his bag, and I was like, all right. solved. Like, he wasn't totally frustrated about everything, but still, it's just like, man, uh, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, can't we just have a translator or somebody that we can expedite this? Because there's a lot of, I'm literally having like 8,000 things to do at once. And I have to try to deal with the fucking lobby and get that cleaned up, even though there's just like half of it's full of people dining in. It was just a nightmare tonight. Like, fuck. It was ridiculous. Just in general, I was just like, aye. I'm noticing that the day usually tends to be chill, but there are some nights, especially on the weekends, where like that last hour to 2 hours of work from like 10 to close will get fucked sometimes. Just straight up. Where I worked retail, and I was Spanish speaking customer, they would just stare at me when I asked a question about their items. Oh my god. I mean, they could at least say, no habla inglés, yes. I mean, because that, at least even for an English speaker, is understandable. Be like, okay, you don't speak English. We could translate. Or like, no inglés, yes. English, no. At least something. Be like, okay, let's translate. Get out my phone, Google Translate really quick, and because I've had plenty of customers back when I used to work at retail with Safeway that were the same way. Usually, they'll be like, little English, not much English. Translate? I was like, Google Translate? And they'll just do that. I'm like, okay. I just hand them my phone, they'll type in their shit and pass it over. I'll be like, got you, basically. I'll be like, all right, like, we got it out, we figured it out. So, just be some shit like that, get their stuff, and then it'd be like, do that or something like that, and I'd be like, doing that shit. Especially if they spoke Spanish, I'd be like, gracias, adios, or something like that, because I know at least enough to where I can at least say something like that, as just like a little courteous gesture, I suppose, but I gotta at least learn some that's at least somewhat conversational, at least a little bit. Really starting to learn how much that's really becoming fucking important for my work. And honestly, on slow days, I'll probably even ask some of my coworkers, like, yo, like, when it's like a slow ass day, you want to do a quick little, like, Spanish little kind of rough course, with me or something. Because I'll literally tell them, like, I honestly have been meaning to learn this for years now, and it's become important for this job. I'm realizing I need at least something to kind of maintain it on top of Duolingo and shit like that. I need something that's consistent and can help me kind of keep going with that, especially. Because I'm not really going to go out of my way to just kind of just speak it just naturally. So, I mean, I need to at least have something consistent to kind of keep my brain, remembering it and, being kind of on my shit with it a little bit. Oh my god, also, even earlier today, there's like this family that came in to dine for a bit, but honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, they were the most messiest fucking people I have ever met. Well, not met, but had to clean up after. There was literally like bones from their wings on the floor and stuff. I was like, how that happened? They had like a toddler with them, so I think it was probably from their kid. But I was like, bruh, I was like, man, why is my lobby fucked up and I only have like the last 10 minutes before we're officially closed to just start doing this? Ugh. And then there was one last group of people that were there until like 10 minutes after we closed because they dined in for a while. And they were just like hanging, still finishing up their food by that point. I kind of mentioned a little quick, it's like, hey, no rush, but, we're eventually gotta, let you guys know you're gonna have to leave soon, but, take time for now. I'm still dealing with some other stuff, blah, 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 but once there's, like, nothing else to do in the lobby and you're still here, I'm gonna have to, And they're like, oh, no worries, we're about to leave soon, blah, 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 and they were finishing up the food anyway, so I'm like I said, I wasn't gonna rush them, because they're already gonna leave. And then once I saw them leave, I went in the back really quick and went to my shift lead. I'm like, oh my fucking god, they're finally leaving. And he was just like, bro, honestly, if I knew there were so many people out there, I would have told them to get the fuck out a little bit, honestly, at this point. I was like, and I told him, being like, I would have told them that you have to take it to go if I knew that it was this fucking late. Like, honestly, I was just so frazzled and rushed that I just kind of went for my motion. He was like, don't sweat it, it happens. And I was like, yeah. And I also was like kind of tempted to come over to you and be like, can you switch me so I can do some dishes to get away from people for a minute? But like I said, it didn't have to get there yet. But oh my god, I was so fucking close. But the one thing that I'm still like, I'm comfortable enough with, but I just don't really like that much because of how the system is, to be honest, is the cashier part where you're taking orders and stuff. Like, it's fine enough, but it's frankly not that well streamlined for the software. It's kind of convoluted. And really, I don't know, just kind of messy. But anyway, enough work. Enough about that bullshit. We're gonna have at least a little celebratory bow on things. Because I legit didn't hear the news until after we closed up and shit. And I audibly went, what the fuck? I looked it up. I just saw Midas Touch doing a live stream. And I was like, there ain't no way. So I confirmed it and saw like 5 articles that were within like the last hour saying that. I'm like, oh, whoa. I even looked up his name on Wikipedia and they confirmed it too. I was like, oh yeah, so he died. I was like, oh shit. Now, when is Mitch going to be official? Can we get Turtle Mitch already? Frankly, I bet Turtle Mitch was dead before Lindsey Graham, but it's just not been confirmed because they're hiding it. Like, that's literally what's happening. Or he's probably brain dead to the point where, like, they're unethically, arguably, you know, or keeping him alive just to not confirm it, basically. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I feel like, you know, Mitch probably did pass first, just on the virtue that, like, you know, like with his staffers and everyone that actually has like some tie to him and someone close to him, literally is just keeping their mouth shut about it. That is not a normal thing. Like, even with Lindsey Graham, that was like pretty quickly confirmed. Like, straight up, like, it was a very like sudden, unexpected illness, and it killed him. You know, because his health couldn't handle that. I mean, you know, I guarantee you, in a weird way, if Lindsey Graham was like, you know, 20 years younger, he probably would have survived it. But I mean, just saying, you know, because of his health and his age, which is also why we need to have an age limit. Like, I don't trust any old fart, even if, let's say, they are cognitively, you know, there and everything. Like, let's say Mom Donnie's like 75 in the Senate or some shit. Sorry, bro. Like, you're done at like 60. You can finish your term, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I just, like, because if something like an unexpected illness makes you sick and kills you within days, basically, or within a day or two, like, you know, because of your health and you're just that old, then why? And also making decisions for, like, people like me, like, where I have to live with that shit for, like, 50 plus years of my fucking life? Fuck no, fuck that. It's like, sorry, like, old farts don't need as much representation when it comes to the broader body politic than young people. That's just a fucking truth. And besides, you know, like, the broader body politic should be invested and have a baseline to obviously look out and care for old people, but, like, its main priority should be, you know, for the youth and the young, you know, so they can achieve that ultimate, you know, ability anyway. Like, I mean, we don't need old farts trying to represent us. That could just be by proxy, just because young people actually have good policies. Dead in Ditch McConnell. Dead in the turtle ditch. Dead in his turtle shell. They don't want to have this special election in Kentucky, so they're pretending he's alive. Exactly. That's it. That's honestly ultimately it. They don't want a special election during the midterms. I guarantee you they're going to try to hold it out as long as possible. So then that special election is like after the official midterm elections. They're going to do some weird bullshit. And even, like I said, which I'm pretty sure he is officially dead right now. Well, unofficially, because it's not confirmed. I mean, because it's like, honestly, maybe not just on the virtue, like I said, maybe he's brain dead in a coma. Like, maybe they have him brain dead in a coma where he's just basically a vegetable, but he's alive by all metrics. But as a human being, he isn't, because he's just in his own head, just practically brain dead. I mean, I guarantee you, from all the information we do know about his health leading up to this situation, would likely be the case, to be honest. If not, just being dead. So, at this point, I'm willing to bet that if he's in a coma, they're keeping him in a coma until they pretty much can't keep him alive anymore. Until the special election shit. And then you got, the fucking, potentiality that he is, and they're just trying to withhold that information and say he's just still in the hospital recovering and it's a long-term process or whatever. But that's just not going to be believable at a certain point. What's up, bro? What's up? Not very senatorial of him to be dead. Yeah, it's like it actually subverts democracy and you aren't being represented by your politicians. And this is one example of that. Shocker. That's what you get with a gerontocracy.
Hey, Andrew,
No.
I need you to watch one of these dogs so that Jazzy doesn't eat Tito's ear. I got cortisone cream on it, and I know she'll try to eat it.
Oh. Well, usually Jazzy likes to cave up, with me. Jazzy, get in here. Cave up with me. Jazzy. Well, they will both be in here with me. They'll be fine. Hey, little chunk. Yeah, I'll close the door and keep them in here. Hey, I'm closing the door and keep them in here. He literally thought I was going to, walk out or something. He's like, whoa, bro, hold up now. Fuck politics, smoke dabs. Why not smoke dabs and fuck politics, but in a good way? What are you trying to do, girl? Are you trying to cave up over here? Yep. She wants the corner. Want to be in my corner. Well, I guess that means we're allowed to have Mom Donnie as president. Because we unironically should. I don't care what weird little, caveats, oh, well, Elon Musk could probably be president then. I don't care. Nah, there's been so many people that unironically probably could have been robbed of an actual potential presidential run who are good politicians just on the virtue that they're not born here. Naturalized citizens that represent the country are about as American and as apple pie, just like anyone fucking else. But, oh, well, they can't be president. Even though they can run for pretty much any other political office. Let that make fucking sense. This ain't 1858. I'm pretty sure we can, allow citizens who weren't technically born here or whatever the fuck to run. Especially when you have someone like Mamdani, who is such a perfect, clear candidate of someone who ought to be a legitimate president of the United States. I mean, bruh. Arguably, maybe in the future, there will be a case about that. Maybe because someone like Mamdani does actually push for it, maybe. I remember he had a question about it, but he did kind of smartly and arguably not badly deflected from it. Because he kind of refocused, the answer to what he's trying to do now and stuff like that. And was trying to, basically be I'm not distracting myself with that right now. But, if maybe the Constitution, were to change, I would respect to change the Constitution for it being amendable. But as it stands now, I support the law. And he's basically just I'm skating around it. But I'm but you're still saying you would if you could. You know what I mean? I'm interesting answer, Mamdani, even though you were deflecting from it. But I think he was doing it smartly because, you can't really just be yeah, I am, whatever, bitch. Yeah, I do support that. Maybe I'll try and, fight that in courts. Because that would, it wouldn't really necessarily be beneficial for him right now. I mean, for now. Like, maybe later, but, to kind of go all in like that when he's just recently became a mayor, it would look kind of too ambitious slash opportunistic despite doing good, right? Like, and I don't think no one would inherently care that much, but it is definitely something that is, I think, would kind of rub some people the wrong way, potentially. I mean, so, either way, I think his answer was smart regardless. Are you a liberal? Definitely not. Especially if I'm fawning over Mom Donnie with Mamdanistan, inshallah, praise be his name. Dude, I'm praising a socialist. I'm definitely not a liberal. What name of six southern necromancy is going on down in Kentucky, SMH? I don't fucking know, bro. If they could prop up a courts in the Senate, we should have Mom Donnie privilege. Yeah, no, for real. If, like, the literal dead can practically be running in political office, even with fucking, what's her bitch ass name? Uh, Weinstein, I think her name was. What was her name? That used to be in the Senate in California, who also defended Confederate flags being, on government buildings in California at one point in her tenure in California as a politician. What was her name again? The nursing home lady. Yeah, she literally was in the nursing home and also was just so, like, basically dead without really being dead yet. And they would haul her out to the, to the fucking, Senate and basically be like, and her handlers would just say yes. And you can audibly just hear that shit. Or depending on what bill, they'll just whisper in their ear, be like, just say no. And they're like, no, yay. She'll just do that because she was just told to. She literally was just like being propped up by the DNC and the staffers that were just like, just make her a yes man politician, basically. Because that's all she was before anyway. But it's a lot easier when they're on death's door because you can just basically let them do what you can make them do whatever the fuck you want. Kind of like with Trump right now, right? It's as if this is not a unique issue on either political aisle. So political system is a joke. Not only is it a sick joke, it's a fucking just offensive one. Like, it's actually globally offensive to the world. At least it's a dark, edgy one you can still laugh at, but I'm gonna bump that up a little bit. Good little song to this bullshit joke of idiocracy. What's really fucked is that, like, despite, like, the broader commentary about that some people will talk about with idiocracy, it's like, to me, like, I don't think the whole idea that, like, you know, eventually, like, all the dumb people just, like, who are the majority are gonna, like, take over. Like, that's not how it works. The majority of, like, society isn't like that. But we are, like, forced into it, and in a weird way, at least, when it came to idiocracy, there was at least actual bread and circuses that were still there, so people, can at least be distracted. I mean, but once you get someone, who can see the bullshit for what it is and be like, yo, actually, though, who will get marginalized and then fucking, basically thrown into a coliseum of death, being like, well, this is your trial of battle kind of shit. I mean, it's like, but still persevere. Like, there is a other commentary that I don't think is talked about that movie, which I think is why it's so fucking prevalent now, because that's really what, is the commentary that's prevalent about that movie that people, I think, are observant of. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking dumbs, and yeah, those dumbs took over the government and, the society and shit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every fucking person there is stupid. I mean, even near the end of the movie, it shows that, like, not everyone's dumb. They're just like, oh, wow, this actually did work. Like, because all of our education, all of our, all these things that were a part of, like, what made a basic, rounded person, when it comes to just like, learnedness and shit, was just lost because of, the defunding and the destruction of education. So, they end up having to, like, slowly but surely relearn that shit. Good song. Makes you want to go Just Dance Vance in Manhattan to go skate with the boys and have a mosh pit. The Stromacore, I'm not gonna lie, I've been loving that channel because these weird AI like Just Dance Vance memes is how I discovered the song. Dude, I don't know why, but I am just such a fucking sucker for those memes. The Stromacore, I'm a sucker for that guy. But what's weird is that I do either rediscover or discover songs that are actually kind of bops and fucking cool because they're added to the video and shit, or probably also used for the prompt to make the video and shit. I'm just like, damn. It's like, nice. And also, this is in a very interesting time signature. It's in 10/4, which means that it's 10 bars per or 10 notes per measure, but the quarter note, the fourth, the quarter note gets the beat. So it's like 4/4/2, especially the bass line at least, and it's like fucking groovy, and you can even hear it too. It's like. I mean, I might be slightly off to their actual progression, but that's kind of his progression. It's like, ooh, it does make some fucking groovy licks though. Especially that bass lick. It's like, oh. It's like, oh. It's filthy. Lindsey Graham's grave is about to become the most popular gender-neutral bathroom in America. Fucking men, dude. If I could find out where that, gravesite is, I'm literally gonna be like, all right. Oh, feel something bubbling. I would say I'd do that for Trump's eventually, but his family's gonna have like some guarded like royal Roman like throne grave tomb that they're gonna put him in that's like secured with like lock padded codes and shit where like only people that know the code can get in kind of shit. It's gonna be some shit like that. I'm gonna break my condition all over his grave. You gotta be doing that more often with all these graves, I'm not gonna lie. Or the rest in piss and shit there, brother. Oh shit. Where my skanks at? Good song. Well, good cover of the song. Man, I'm a little bummed that they were not able to, perform at the show that I specifically went to go see them. That was a bit of a bummer. So I'm gonna make sure that the next time they're playing, I'm like, okay, I'm going, and I swear to God. Actually, I know they're going to be playing at the Volume Bomb Block Party coming up, so I just gotta make sure I get time off for that. And tomorrow, I know I'm working with the person I could possibly switch with for the 18th to go to that show. I'm gonna ask him, but I'm also gonna be like, hey, I hate to do it, but if I were to call out that day, would you be chill and not like, say much about that? I mean, because it's a ticket that was gifted from my friend, wink kind of stuff. And look, I hate it for it to go to waste because I know no one else can go to it, and like I'm gonna do something like that. And then once I know it's confirmed, then get my ticket because I don't want to get it and know I can't go. You know what I mean? Because the only other way I will is if I call out, and if I can't, then I might just say fuck it. But man, I haven't called out yet. So I mean, if I do it as a one-off for now, I mean, I don't think it'd be a big deal. I don't know. I'll just have to kind of like, see how my coworker is about. Be like, look, I mean, up to you, with what he got to do or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't think it'd be a big deal as far as I know, but who knows? Hey, chunk, just pop yourself out of the cave. You just sat right in front of the fan. Hey, buddy, what? Clock that ass. Fuck you up to the girl, man. Just watch you down, man. Yeah, motherfucker. Aw, it's so cute with your little tongue off to the side when you do that. So cute, big old boy. Hey, what's up, Taylor? Again, do the hillbilly dance over his grave. I'm gonna actually like, if I will unironically bring like moonshine, and if there's like flowers and shit, I'm gonna pour a bunch of it on it and then just light it. Just literally light it and just be like, that'll be at the very end, right? Be like, all right, I'm done here. I did my piss. I kind of took shit a little bit. Light it, run. Immediately just run. Bam, 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 bam. Like that fucking little song to that meme. Run. And just start going. Hop a fence. Hop in the whip and that skid it. Oh, god damn. That felt good. Oh, nice. You gonna get this one? No, not really. Oh, kind of got it a little bit. Ooh, that felt fucking amazing. Holy shit. Oh, how in the fuck did I pop my shoulder doing that? But holy goddamn, it felt good. Oh yeah, Lord of mercy. Oh, I don't even know how I did that, but it felt amazing. Can I do it over here? Oh, I did. Oh, that felt fucking good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I needed this. Oh yeah. I'm having a nut. I'm nutting. I'm doing it right now. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Oh. God damn. Oh man, that actually felt pretty good. Anyway, after I just had that like euphoric moment, have an internal conundrum tonight. It could be meds though, I don't know. Well, what is it? I mean, I suppose if you don't mind me asking. What be this conundrum? Stand up, bend over, let your torso hang dead weight, to crack all crazy. Oh, I know about it. When I used to do a marching band, there's actually a specific move or like kind of a warm up / a way to kind of set your body in position. I can even show it. Here, I'll flip it around. It's exactly what you're saying. Oh, by the way, there's my other flag on my door. But yeah, basically, you just start like this. But how you start it though is, I mean, I guess you can't see, but you put your feet together and then have it at about a 45-degree angle. Here, let me go back down. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that was gonna happen. Here, I'll just hold on to it. Anyway, so from here,
Let me kind of just be a little bit. There we go. So from there, you just slowly but surely align everything up, little bit by bit. And once you kind of get the legs going and you kind of get a little up, like you just saw me move up a bit, that's when you kind of do this 12 beat, like about this speed, where you rise up, and then from there, you kind of go into your marching, like kind of at ready kind of position. So, here, well, I guess try to see if I can do it to the song beat with 12. Whoa.
Oh yeah, there we go. And now you're about right here. And then you just have your shit like at rest right here, basically. And wow, this actually is feel like we're kind of strangely somehow extra tall. But then we have like, where at this point where we have drills where we do shit like doing this, that, that kind of shit, all sorts of different little drills, for marching, including where if we're doing this, we'll also like while we're marching, also in place, we'll do that kind of shit. There's all sorts of stuff, that we learned from doing that kind of stuff. Oh, holy fuck. Oof. Oh, man, that also felt pretty fucking good. Ugh, we're just doing stretches and shit now. Look tall, how tall are you? 6'2"? I was in marching band for 1 year. Give me stress. Nah, I did it for 4. Well, technically about 5 years, actually. We kind of started doing it in middle school at the 8th grade. Kind of ish on the 7th grade, but no one really, it wasn't really that great. 8th grade was a little bit more serious because it was like a correlation between the middle school band director and our high school band director at the time. He's retired now, but at the time, at least, it was one of those things where what was I saying? Like, at least for that particular program, it was like, hey, the kids are about to go into this high school, they have like, they participate in like the marching band camp stuff, with the high school is just to kind of, not for the whole time, but for like a couple days, just to kind of, get an idea about what it's about a little bit. And then, at least for 4 years in high school, including during the summer as well, we would have, like the band camp stuff, marching band practice after school, jazz practice before school at like 7 or 6 in the fucking morning. There was so much that I did when it came to like being a trumpet player in high school. I even played in at the Jim Max Jazz Club, at one point with our jazz ensemble. We were the opener for a jazz band at the time, but we had to get our shit and leave at 9 o'clock because it's it's a bar, but it's open for the public and for people of all ages until 9. So we were able to, at least when the show started, be there, see a little bit of the main band and the main act, and then they were on intermission just before 9 o'clock, so we can at least see some of their set. So that was fucking awesome. I was color guard. We would meet before school, during school and after school. Sometimes we all had to prove we were practicing at home, but send us videos of practicing every day. Jesus, you had to go all the way with that? Damn. At least for music, even with marching band, jazz, or whatever, it's hard to get away with like, yeah, I practiced. Well, play it. And then you're on your own playing it, and you're like, I mean, it's like you can't get away with it. You actually got to at least practice a little bit, especially if there's something that you're just fucking struggling with. I will admit, I never practiced as much as I should have, but I will say, like, at a certain point, it's because, like, oh yeah, I did kind of fuck up a little bit. I was on a good day. It was an off day for me, and I'm like kind of singled out to like practice that. I'll do like 1 or 2, maybe a little bit, and be like, yeah, I got it. I'll just have an off day. And then when I can show up the next time, it's fine. So it's like, oh, you practice, right? I was like, yeah. I'll just say yeah. And if they don't believe, I'm just still struggling with it. I'll keep doing it, and I'll practice it. Keep rehearsing farther until I make sure it gets done. Like I'll just say that, and then I'll actually would practice at that point. I'll be like, okay, I probably should make sure I get this down. That's why I get a stress rash. Yeah, I don't really get rashes at least with it, but I do definitely can get like zits sometimes from it, and also my hair will fall out more due to stress and shit as well. Like if I brush my hair and because especially if like I'm going through a lot of stress within like that day or within a few weeks or whatever the fuck, like there's a lot more of a tendency for I'm like, that's a lot of hair, Jesus Christ. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but varies. That and also get kind of sweaty and like clammy and shit, and thus like there's just like a scent. I don't like it. The flags are heavy. I feel a lot of my body strength comes from that. Oh, I'm sure. My mom actually used to do some shit like that back when she was in high school, which would be like the late '60s and early '70s. By the way, like she old, but like she used to tell me a lot of times back when she was doing marching band as a cheerleader, she would do shit like that too. And she said that yeah, there was a lot of strength that came to trying to twirl those things because you not only had to make sure that you're like in uniform and on beat, and also throwing it at the right pace and everything that you want it to, and all that shit, right? Like, not it's kind of a lot. Plus the strength factor to it too. Hair looks good by the way. You rocking a half up vibe. Yep. Well, my shit kind of got a little messed up from doing that stretch earlier, but yeah. I need to kind of like realistically just get Logan's girlfriend to trim my shit up, because you kind of see I'm in the back. There's some long shit because I'm trying to kind of like fade it back in a bit. I mean, it's just that this side is more faded than over here, and I kind of don't like that. I'm like, I don't want to like get rid of this, but I kind of have to make it more even, like, because at least like over here it's starting to kind of be uniform, but over here it's still struggling a little. It's like, it's just a conundrum. But that's why I'm like, I just need a professional, or at least somewhat a semi-professional, to just like fix some of this, trim up, some bullshit, get the loose ends / like split ends, stuff like that off. Then I'll just straight up say, fuck it, pompadour mullet me. So this actually might be gone relatively soon. I might just say, fuck it. Business in back, front, business in the front, party in back. Well, even when I'm at work, I have to be all business and tie my shit up. At best, I could do this, but I always try to tie up in a bun. I don't need bullshit about like, oh, those are hair my fruit, because we don't have hairnets, but we have hats, and you're required to wear a hat no matter what. So, which I'm fine with. I like hats, so whatever. Don't ask if you can ask, just ask. Yeah, I always say that when people say that. Because, like, just ask the question. Like, you don't have to ask a question to ask a question. Not all of them are weighted, but our marching poles did. Short lane too narrow, once nailed myself in the nose while marching for a parade. Oof. Ouch. There was actually one time when I was at the Rose City Festival parade for the Rose Parade in Portland, where we were all marching. By the way, our high school, literally had the most drip of drip. I'm just gonna put that right out there. Actually, hold up. I want to see if I can find maybe like an old clip where you could probably even find me. Hold on. I'm gonna try to. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put that motherfucker? I know I put it somewhere. Oh, I put it over here. I think. Whoop. Yep, I did. All right. Here we go. Wait, it's dead? Okay, what the fuck? I thought this thing was nice and charged. That's nuts. And this one's at 14. God, what the fucking damn it. I gotta at least charge this too. I am not winning with anything with battery life lately. Jesus Christ. Where's that? There it is. Well, I guess I'll just have to let this stay plugged in for a while. And if the topic's still on, well, I could get that turned on later, then, or if I just remember it, then we'll check it out. Because, man, dude, our school legit had, like, fucking drip when it came to, like, our marching band uniforms. Like, we had, like, the fucking, like, side cap, like, kind of... Well, I guess it's not anymore. It hasn't been for a minute. I need to get some pins replaced, but it was like this, and there was a plume, instead of, like, right here, it was over here. And, bruh, like, oh, the uniforms were, like, kind of somewhat, not, like, Prussian style, but kinda-ish. I think it was more, like, Spaniard style, which was kind of somewhat, you know, I think it might have been more of a Spaniard style, if I remember correctly. But the hats were more of an Aussie, you know, style. And the pants were definitely a more of what I would consider Prussian. It was kind of a combination of different shit, but it was just getting drip. And if I could find some of that shit, I'm just saying, it just drip. Because I don't know, like, how many times it's been recorded specifically for us, for the marching band stuff, because I know we missed 1 year. I'm going to at least, I know for sure the one in, I think it was, what year was it? What's my freshman year? 2012? 13, 14. Yeah, 2012. So I'm going to try to find that, and if I can, I'm going to see if maybe junior or senior year, so 2014 or 2015, I could probably find it, but who knows, because, you know, if I know I can at least find one of them for sure, so we'll see. I just have to wait for this to charge up to at least like 3% or some shit. Because 1%, if it charges up to that, it will just eventually die still, even if it's on charger. I have to let it juice up for a minute first. Marching bands really support that shit's laborious. Yeah, our uniforms were made out of wool. Those jackets that we wore, you know, were wool. The cummerbunds, you know, and everything. All that uniform was fucking straight up like heat absorbers. By the end of everything, we were sweating balls. And by the way, it was our job to make sure that those uniforms were pristine when we got out of them at the end of the night, and also to, you know, basically not touch the plumes of, you know, the hat, by the way, ever, because of the oils to preserve, you know, the plumage and shit, you know, and all that type of stuff, you know, because you don't want your oils on it. And at least depending on what instrument you played, you would also have gloves too. At least if you're the lead in your row, you know. And I was like, God damn it, I kind of want one. But they were always never really properly fitting. People that disagree should march with that shit on playing the tuba while keeping rhythm. Or any instrument. Let's just be honest, any instrument. A tuba is definitely a good extreme example, though. But yeah, 100%. Facts. If you got this in, you were going to get trouble, period. You were under hydration orders. Yeah, like, there were definitely a lot of times, you know, where some people would sit out, especially because, like, during band camp or even during practice after school for a marching band, because it was 2 hours. And sometimes it'll be hot as fuck, or even raining. It didn't matter. We still fucking did that shit, and we were walking and marching our track, and eventually getting our instruments out and shit. And then also, like, at least I remember night or the night before the Rose Festival parade and shit, we practiced with uniforms on, walking that fucking track. Just to see how people handled it. You didn't have to like get your hair all fucking, super dealt with and shit. Because every year we did it, I had to get my shit braided. Like every bit of my hair was at that time, was braided just to, because of the uniformity. Like everyone, if you had long hair, short hair, it didn't matter. Like if there was a way to make sure it was all uniform to a short, crisp cut where it's not noticeable that much in the back outside of maybe like some, like, fucking like, braided little bands coming down and shit. Like, your shit was like pretty much up in your head and in that hat. And my shit was no different. And I had like one of those, like a couple different strands of like braid bands in my back of my head. It was kind of weird. The country singer Brian Andrews, he has a art band camp was all day for a week. That was kind of us for me too, but it was at the high school, so everyone just had to show up because we're all going to the high school anyway, part of the neighborhood, like But yeah, it was the same for me. Only mine was 2 weeks. The country singer Brian Andrews, I know of him. He's actually pretty fucking awesome. I like him. He has his pops in some of his videos. His dad was my band director. You could tell he did not play just by looking at him. Oh, damn, really? That's actually kind of cool info. Hi. Michael Jackson, Speed Demon said hi, and Finley saying hi again. Well, hello, everybody. Hello. What to do? What to do? This is why the Confederate ad squished it. Looks stupid. Why is the Confederate hat squished? It looks stupid. Oh wait. You're talking about like the broader like kind of Union cap thing, where it's like, hold on, just make sure that don't keep smoking. But it's like a cap, and it would look like it has like kind of a round, kind of conical style shape, but it's kind of cut off. It's just like smushed down at the front. I mean, Union soldiers had the same thing going on too. That one. Well, Union soldiers had a similar hat like that too. It was just blue instead of like a grayish, faded color and shit. So, I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, I kind of like that hat. I mean, I want one but in green. I want like a green one. Like that, like, forced olive green or something like that. That's just me personally, because I that's cool. I mean, I don't know. Watch me rock it and have like a cool little pin on the front of it, and you like it. Damn, Vito, did you fart? Ugh. Damn, bro. Got a funk out of that. At least the fan is dissipating it quick, but man, I got a little whiff out of that, you douche. Why are you sitting next to me plopping that ass right by me? What, you got another fart you want to put out on me? Little freak. Can I get a cap, please? No, you can't have my hat. This is literally a one-of-a-kind hat. Like, there's only 5 hats similar to this that were ever made, and mine specifically, especially how it is now, is literally one of a kind. Like, this is never leaving my head. Or leaving my property as, just no. No one has this but me. Nice hat. Well, thank you. I got it when I saw Los Monoblados for the first time, actually, and then I ended up being, like, really good friends with the band. And when I first saw them, I was like, I want to get a t-shirt and I also want to get a hat because their hats are kind of cool. They only had 2 left and they only made 5 of them. I was like, because I asked, like, do you have any other hats, or is he just the only one? So, like, yeah, we only made 5 of them, and these are the only 2 left. And I was like, well, shit. I'm debating because both of them look cool, but I do like the one that has, like, the little stoner leaves on it. Because I don't know if you can tell, but there's little stoner leaves on that one. I was like, you know what? I am kind of looking at that one. It's like, well, double whammy represent Stoner Bro solidarity and representing the band. I was like, I literally was sold on it. I was like, yeah, you sold me. And that was the trombone player, too, that sold me on that. I was like, oh, yeah. I just immediately was like, okay, all right. Because the other hat was cool because it would be more, quote, acceptable to wear. Because it was just like some cool, it's same color and everything, but like had, instead of the marijuana leaves, it had like different stripes and other like kind of cool patterns like that. So I was like, it was a hard decision, but I was sold on, the whole marijuana one. And I've made it mine ever since. And funny enough, I've lost this hat literally like 3 different times, and it's always come back to me. So it was always meant to be. Like I said, this ain't leaving me. Even if I somehow literally parted with this fucking hat, like straight up, I'm not gonna lie, like it will somehow probably still somehow come back to me. And if it does, then I'm certainly taking it back. Please say that, please. I'm so sick right now. Straight. Wait, what? What happened? What happened? Wait, who we inviting? This chat is literally somehow like out of nowhere going insane. But I do like this guy from Guam. Hello, Guam. America, fuck yeah! Come and save the motherfucking all day, yeah! The guy said that your dog is gay and so he was inviting you to his mansion. Wait, what? Where? What? Who? Where was that? Was it one of these comments that got deleted? I'll never invite you to my mansion, you peasant. Invited by sparkly pink dress. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, what the hell? Well, Judge Dredd already executed him, so, I mean, a little too late now. Yeah, well, Judge Dredd kind of, went Judge Dredd, so. Bike first. America's literally last, you dumb fuck, because of troglodytes like you. Oh, it's so adorable we have a cute little Trump MAGA bot. If America First is literally supporting pedophilia, Israeli Zionistic nationalism, and also raping the fucking average populace of, their potential outcome economically and opportunities and shit, then yeah, I mean, America last. How about that, you little sad twat? Inshallah, Mamdanistan will grow upon the rest of this, American nation. It will soon become the Caliphate of Mamdanistan. I'm not MAGA support. Well, a lot of, MAGA supporters tend to be very openly America First when it comes to the rhetoric and what they support, so I don't know. I know that, the far right has a lot of, infighting and shit. The left ain't the only ones, who are, friends of the old infighting drama and shit. Also, is that Nick Fuentes PFP? I think that is. So, yeah, you're a Goiper. You're a Goiper, are you? By the way, that's also like a kind of a weird picture of him. I'm not gonna lie, like, you couldn't find a better one of them? Yes, I'm a Goiper. Well, I mean, you gotta do your boy a favor and find a little bit of a better pick of him, because That's I'm not gonna lie, that's not very a favorable picture of him. And he's got a little bit. He doesn't like that rural, like country bumpkin, true American, kind of thing, shit, right? Like there's clips of him recently too, where he's like, yeah, I actually kind of like blue cities a little bit, and yeah, kind of fuck the rural areas and shit. Even though I know they probably support my shit more, but it's just like gross and just like he fucks on it a lot. I mean, like the only thing he got, like, I don't know, a little bit of a grift, kind of going on. Because I mean, look, I'm not a grower. I'm kind of a far lefty type. I'll put that out there. But there is something about him that kind of strikes me. It's like, dude, he don't believe what he truly says. I think half the time, I think he does for a lot of shit. But when it comes to certain things, I don't know. And frankly, I think he'll even let it out. Like the whole idea of like, oh yeah, like blue cities are actually better and stuff. Like I think he's kind of letting his actual truth, of what he believes out a little bit sometimes. So I mean, I don't know. Like he's kind of, I will say, he's a very interesting character and also a little funny. I don't know. Maybe he might be like a new weird like enigma version of Alex Jones almost, because I do kind of strangely, despite not liking that detestable little worm, like kind of have a soft spot for him. I weirdly have a soft spot for him. And also he's done this weird like kowtow into like woke slash, well, we can still be edgy about the N word, but yeah, in public and this and that, like with Chud the Builder, yeah, that's actually bad. We shouldn't be doing that. Blah blah blah. We have manners, and we don't have to stoop to their level. And blah blah blah. I'm like, huh? Why are you trying to be a liberal about your racism, bro? Like, just be open with it. Just say what you fucking mean and say it with your chest. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. So am I supposed to be shamed by guys? No. Or I don't know. I don't really know exactly what you meant by that, but I'm just saying like, things that I know about Fuentes. Because like I said, I strangely have a weird soft spot for him. You guys? Oh, well, okay, you mistyped. That's fine. But no. I'm not honestly even inherently trying to shame you necessarily, bro. I mean, I'm sure that I might find your politics broadly somewhat detestable, but what? I mean, I don't know. I'm having fun with it. Because I don't know. I have a, like I said, I got a weird soft spot for Fuentes. Not in any political way, but personally. I remember, like, I was a guest on a podcast where at one point we were talking about Fuentes, and we both called it out when he had his little date with the Catboy Nazi, and I've never seen a more genuine smile on his face than the times he was vlogging that. I'm like, I mean, because look at him. He's happy. He's with his little cute twink Catboy that he's gonna fuck later and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's cute. Honestly, it's actually sweet in a weird way. I mean, I can't help but not, support that because it's adorable. Are you a liberal? No, I fucking hate liberals. I said earlier, I'm kind of a far lefty type. I mean, I'm to the point where liberals are just annoying fucks and I detest them. So, he's most surely gay. He could just come out. In a weird way, even if I bet if he did, I guarantee you that I don't know. Maybe this guy he is a groiper, so I don't know. Maybe he could answer for me at least as like a member, and shit, right? Like, would some of the groipers care or would they not? Like, what's your take about that? Like, let's say that Fuentes came out as gay or some shit. And just said, fuck it, yeah, that's just what I am. I kind of like that, or whatever. Like, what if he did? Hypothetical, that's all, right? Just a hypothetical, like a little brainstorm. Would you still, like, be chilling with him? Because overall, his politics are still the same. Or it would be like Dave Rubin, where you kind of be like, oh, no, I would have stuff for him. Well, what about, like, the broader, like, Goiper community? Like, I mean, That's probably your broader take, but do you think there would be other Goipers that would still like kind of stick around because like, well, he's still, you know, on broadly the good side of shit, bro. He's our token now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying. Like, do you think there's at least no exceptions? I don't know about that. I'm sure that's for you, but I mean, the Gorpy community is definitely, has a weird little variety of things going on with them, I will say. Not that I'm like, in touch with the broader Goiper community overall. I just kind of like to check out Fuentes occasionally. But I don't know, from my general observation, I feel like there would be some factionalization, in my opinion, just as an outsider's perspective, because of the various different things, of like what he said openly, and like especially when it came to like super chats, he would get to be like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up," kind of shit, like, because he would just be kind of sick of some of the things that people will try to say and shit, and it's like, I don't know, like, obviously there's a certain level where like, I think people will still stick around regardless. Just being independent. Well, maybe there would be a factionalization where maybe somebody takes the mantle of like, no, I'm the true Goipers. The no true Goiper fallacy, bro. Maybe that will start happening, and then someone else takes the mantle. And now you got like two different Goiper communities. I don't know. You got like the Fuentes moderate ones, and now you got like the true ones and stuff. I don't know. Y'all think some has this shit, the hidden power that says put in office is like, hey. I mean, I don't think it truly matters. At least as it stands for now. Maybe on local politics it can, because you got people like Mamdani, so it can. But on national level, fuck no. I'm not under any illusion that makes a fucking difference. We literally don't have a choice in the matter when it comes to national elections. If you think you do, it's silly. The Electoral College literally dictates that we don't have a choice in the matter. It don't matter what the popular vote is. It's on that Electoral College has a certain number of fucking, amount of, numbers onto it where you pass over the, post, then you win. It don't matter. Dude, we get it. Nah. I mean, Zionism in the Israeli state, and when it comes to that power, is definitely a factor to it, but that's literally not all Jewish people, bro. If that's the case, then why is there so many different, like, progressive / leftists, and yeah, maybe even liberal Jewish organizations that are fundamentally anti-Zionist and will go out of the way to be a part of, Free Palestine protests and shit? I've been to a lot of them, and I've seen many of them that will sometimes have little arts and crafts, before the protest starts, that they have displayed out, and I'll be like, hey, what's this stuff? It's like, yeah, it's like some Jewish art and some poems and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. They're free to take and shit if you want. It's literally like, hey, we have like a bunch of stuff, to give out, because that's kind of what we're doing here, and, like, what's up, kind of shit. So I'm performative, sure, you could probably make an argument to some degree about that, but PSYOP definitely is not. If that's the case, then like every fucking like protest in some weird way, shape, or form be a PSYOP, which is certainly not the case. There are definitely times I've been to plenty of protests, especially back in 2020, where arguably, yeah, there was some PSYOP shit that happened every so often. It wasn't every protest, and arguably it was not the majority of them whatsoever. But every so often there'll be like, I don't know, I'd say like 4, maybe like maximum 5 different protests I've been to where, I was like, yeah, the leadership here is a little fucking, they're doing some fucky shit. Or there are people in the protest doing fucky shit. where the overall protest is meant to be a little bit more peaceful, and you got people agitating a lot way harder. Who the fuck watches Fox News? Literally Trump. There's a picture of Trump. There's a picture of Fox News, literally recording Trump watching Fox News. Like Trump, he literally watches Fox News. Don't serve same regime. So did these fucking media outlets too, by the way. That's why, I tend to be very picky about when it comes to, like, outlets and media. But at the same time, I mean, there's, at least when it comes to, like, broader press outlets, like, they tend to be a lot better, in comparison to, the broader news media when it comes to like, the TV, and the, like, live radio news and shit, whatever the fuck, like, there's at least a lot more of a, like, actual nuanced takes that happen depending on what articles and what, like, sites are going to when it comes to that. Like, I mean, I say, like, Jacobin and Al Jazeera, fucking, like, the Associated Press to an extent. Like, there's a few different outlets that are at least, alright. And honestly, for most, issues, a lot of them tend to be okay enough because they just kind of regurgitate generalized information. But a lot of them, especially like WAPO, like New York Post or fucking, all this other shit, like it's literally just propaganda outlets. And fuck them. No, they don't. Jeff Bezos is literally not Jewish at all, but yet he owns the Washington Post and also has a lot of political and influence with his money. He's not Jewish at all, though. But he has a lot of vested interest in the broader politics of what's going on, right? Including pushing media, right? You can laugh at all you want, but that's literally the fucking truth. Elon Musk isn't a goddamn Jew either, and look at what he's doing. And what he did. So, there's plenty of these rich-ass cocksuckers and billionaires that run and influence the entire global economy that are not Jewish. Shocker enough. We never voted. No trust in these people who care about us. I mean, that I agree with. I mean, I've voted before, but predominantly on local elections. Usually when it comes to, like, federal elections, I do the no contest vote or, like, vote of no confidence vote, usually. Or third party. I usually just do a protest vote of some sort. Literally, the only time I think I did vote on a federal election was when, during the primaries to vote Bernie in. But that was it. The good guy comes around to get rid of him. Yeah, shocker, like they do with people like Bernie, or at least attempt to do so with people like, Mamdani. Doesn't always, work entirely, but because honestly, the dam is cracking. But it doesn't mean that, they don't succeed in some ways. Like when it came to Maine. Even if arguably there's probably some merit around it. Because I'm like kind of weird, like kind of position where it's like, man, like because they waited perfectly when it came to the DNC. They wanted to ensure that there was almost no fucking way for someone like Troy Jackson to kind of replace Plattner and then essentially anoint, someone to be the nominee instead, with fucking DNC meddling and bullshit and backroom voting garbage. Because that's just literally how the DNC works. They've done this time and time and time again. And of course, this whole bullshit, this is my problem with it, was literally leading up to that. Like, despite the credibility or lack thereof or whatever the fuck you want to say about it, I do think there's credibility around it. when it comes to this shit. And also, I did have skepticism to a certain degree, especially when it came to his, service, especially as a fucking merc. Like, I at least was willing to give him somewhat of a benefit of the doubt because he was pretty consistent about a lot of other shit. At least so I thought. Rome always burns. Even though it doesn't seem like it, isn't it always like, a good old slow burn? Rome didn't fall overnight either, guys like the mayor of New York. Yeah, inshallah, praise be his name. Mom Donistan is in full effect, bro. Let's fucking go. Actually, I don't know if we all just got on work together to sing the goal. To an extent, yeah. I mean, we can at least have common goals where we can at least cooperate on the broader gains. Like there's things where I think should just be, I think, a given. Everyone should have some basic, decent access to healthcare, education, and infrastructure and social, mobility of, the equity of opportunity. Everyone deserves those basic things, just flat out. From there, we can work out, whatever our broader end goals are for like the different regions and this and that and whatever. Like, we can at least work together on common goals where we can at least get that shit going, and that prospers and maximizes the opportunity from people, not just in your own country, by the way, but everywhere around the world. I mean, that's not a bad thing. Like, wouldn't it be preferable? Especially for someone like our little worker guy here, a little bit, because I haven't really read his shit a little bit for a minute. Like, I mean, no offense, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't that be better? Because then there'll be less migration potentially, because then the equity opportunity, would be more, affordable and more accessible, to the people in those countries, and thus, they would more likely stay there, right? I mean, not that I'm saying that's a good thing. I don't. To me, that's indifferent as far as I'm concerned. Let people travel and migrate or whatever as they wish. But I think people arguably would less likely want to do that if we, had a broader, at least global goal to at least try to maximize those things. Because why not? I mean, that would be a good thing. Because even like weird right wing people would be, not as inflamed about like a migrant showing up because maybe they're there for a higher education that when it comes to like getting a master's of like dentistry or some shit, and there's a particular university in the country that you live in that it specializes stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that will always happen, but why not let that opportunity be accessible? Especially when, like, yeah, there are definitely people all over the world that want to, like, experience, like, that kind of, work and want to do that shit. Or any other kind of, like, high grade kind of job, right? Like, and maybe it's a little bit more accessible, especially with education or even the job itself, somewhere else. But it's not like they can't go back or maybe even, like, be ahead of, that, particular, industry, when they go back home or whatever, right? Like, sounds like a good deal regardless. The racial division is one of them. All right, well, I guess I will grant that to an extent. Yeah, all right. So maybe I guess you're not necessarily disagreeing with what I'm kind of broadly advocating for, I suppose. Like, cause yeah, I mean, there is at least some level of, like, agreeability to an extent, because, like, I'm sure you probably got, like, your reasons, but, like, yeah, if, like, for, regardless of context, lesbian folk or whatever, are migrating for, regardless of reason, to the, your country or whatever, then overall, wouldn't that necessarily be good? Even especially if that means because of the opportunities are better and and stable, and they have similar opportunity of outcome that we can have in their own country respectively. Like, I mean, because no matter what, I always want that for people, for me personally. But I just also don't want to restrict migration either, because if people want to have an opportunity to maximize, you know, their worth and value when it comes to, like experiencing that, maybe going to a higher education or whatever, or whatever it is, or maybe, because it would actually have a lot more mobility, working for a time with like a work visa for a couple of years, like, in the US or the UK or wherever. And then they go back to, India or like Somalia or wherever. And then that wealth, can go straight to their family. And then suddenly their social mobility just went right the fuck up. I mean, because even in my own direct experience, anecdotally, I've met, people that literally did that shit. I mean, and even working like blue collar fucking like, trade jobs and shit, not like high education stuff, like even they had, ability to have a more, economic mobility to bring back home. They can like take half their paycheck and bring it back to their family, and shit, and they would still be all right, because of how they live pretty frugally and, giving back to their family who would immensely grow from that. And that's good. I love that shit. Like, I mean, that's fucking awesome, for them to do that. Like, I'm okay with that. Because they're just trying to, not just care for their family, but also have an opportunity. And maybe they will still stay here, but still at least have that relationship. Or maybe eventually they go back, right? But either way, it's still a good thing. I don't think we're going to give one this bam. We'll still be on the thumb of the class. Well, I guess I'm also talking about, a society where we're not, succumbed to that, right? Like, I mean, not like a utopia, but at least, like, if we can agree to some broader common goals, regardless of flaws of different nations, like, if there's like a genuine global like contract amongst nations, to say like we can at least try to agree to these basic fucking things and actually enforce ourselves a little bit on this, then we probably would be a little better off, because ultimately it's like our species would be genuinely better off with just better equitable opportunity for the majority. Like, even if there's flaws and corruption and all this other shit still, like, if there's at least something that can at least give a basic comfortable level of that shit, it would help a lot. I mean, I might be a radical, but that's a good compromise for me as far as I'm concerned. Because that's not inherently talking about abolishing capitalism or anything necessarily. That's just talking about like trying to just get everyone on board on some basic agreement, regardless of our general broader goals. You're not radical. Well, I don't talk about it often, but I do kind of have some pretty radical takes a lot. I will say that much, but I don't know. I'm in a chill mood, so I'm feeling a little more philosophical, I suppose. Should be though. Oh, sorry. Don't worry. Like I said, I'm a little bit more chill tonight because I want to be, doing this instead, I suppose. Because like it, but hey, I don't know how often you've been in my streams specifically. Ligma joke literally right in your name. Huge anus. My God, wow. I kind of love it though. I kind of love it. But yeah, like there's been plenty of times where I'm like out here literally spitting some takes. Even kind of earlier today, to an extent, I kind of was. I literally was saying like I would watch like Trump have cardiac arrest on a public sphere, like while he's at a press conference or some shit, and literally just like and just fall and die and croak right then and there. And then because I was saying, I literally would watch that fucking clip over and over again for like days. And I would still laugh my ass off. I'd probably die of laughter, actually. While I proceed to literally probably drink a fifth to myself. Look like you're loading dabs. They're not dabs. They're just, it's just regular flour. I mean, you're kind of almost correct. Not quite, but you're almost correct. Just like a third off. I think it's nuts. I hope there's better ways to fix immigration policies and problems. Well, there is. I mean, it's just, I don't think, trying to restrict it, heavily is the way to do it. I mean, Obviously, when it comes to those, yeah, I mean, because you do get, people that, yeah, will commit crimes regardless. And statistically, obviously, naturalized citizens, and born and raised citizens are a bit more likely to commit crimes, but those who are immigrants, and especially undocumented ones, are far less likely to do so. And, I mean, despite that, yeah, I mean, I don't really inherently have an issue being like, oh, yeah, you did like a really severe crime. Yeah, well, fuck you a little bit. I mean, if it's like some dumb petty shit, like, oh, you got caught with some weed, or you did a DUI once, or you had a traffic ticket, some dumb bullshit, right? Like, minor felony slash, like, misdemeanors. Like, I can't really be like, no, get out! It's just like, because how many times has this happened to, like, regular citizens and it's just for granted, right? You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? Like, with shit like that, they can still stay here, and I don't even think it should be an inherent punishment to them being here or whatever. Like, it should just be like, hey, just like anyone else, you gotta go through the trifles of dealing with that shit. Whether it's like some community service, paying a fine, or whatever. You're treated just like anyone else here. As far as I'm concerned, only for severe crimes and like violent crimes and shit like that do I think like, okay, there's merit to, deportation. Like, that's legit the only time. And there are leftists that would agree, by the way. Like, lefties aren't just like, yeah, free Dilly, who cares? Like, we do have a genuine sense of like, yeah, let's like ensure that genuine violent people or even cartels or whatever the fuck, yeah, like, let's not have that around. That's okay. But that doesn't mean that like every fucking migrant coming to this country, illegally or otherwise, because of the fucking process of how we have it, doesn't mean the majority of them are doing that. A lot of them are just generally trying to get the fuck out of instability and have an opportunity here because they, have the idea of the American dream that they could potentially achieve. And a lot of times they do because of how, like, rugged and hardworking they are. I mean, I'll grant that, too. So, I mean, either way, I mean, like, we should probably be streamlining this a little bit better. Believes in a race replacement theory. Well, I will say this. I'm glad that, you probably don't if you're saying that shit, because that is ridiculous. Because there is genuine value for having, like, different people, to come in. And also, I mean, I will be blunt, and I know this for a fact. Like, there are a lot of white people that did not be one to work in those fucking fields and the farms and picking berries and bullshit, whatever the fuck. Like, that's just a truth. If so, then how come there ain't a bunch of fucking Irish Anglo-Saxon types out there in those fucking fields? How come there's a bunch of Hispanic people and El Salvadorians or Guatemalans or whoever the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, like, there's a kind of a reason for that, because white folk don't want to be doing that shit. I mean, like, so who else is going to do it? Let's just treat them like, they were like an average citizen here and just give them a fair pay, fair wage, and give them that same equity of opportunity. Why not? Y'all think I'm crazy for thinking this way? No. A lot of what I'm saying, I arguably is kind of agreeing with you a bit, He even said deportation for black Americans to have a crime. Well, that's just fucking ridiculous, because if they're Americans, where the fuck are they gonna go? They don't have any background or genuine, like, knowledge or anything about their, like, home country ethnically or whatever. Like, they live here. They were born here. Like, where are you gonna put them? Just fucking, like, throw a dart at the board of Africa and just see what happens, you know what I mean? Just put them there. Like, what? That's absurd. Makes perfect sense. Well, listen, I mean, because it should, to be honest. I mean, it's like, because, especially just my own broader, like, experience, and especially from what other people, have said and their own experience, it's like, to me, it just kind of affirms, what I think about it, like, philosophically when it comes to just, sense of people globally. That's why, like, ultimately, yeah, like, government's the kind of bullshit. We should all, like, kind of be like a one world, unified people and shit. I guess that does include a one world government type of thing, but that won't necessarily happen in our lifetimes. But we can be shooting for that a little bit. Doesn't mean that, like, there's going to be different regional things happening, or differences and this and that, but wouldn't it just be like, especially if you're like, hey, I want to check out that city because it looks cool as fuck, and it's in, like, China, or maybe in, like, Germany or something. I live over here in Alaska or whatever the fuck, right? Or, like, Kentucky. Wouldn't it be just kind of nice to be like, fuck it, I just want to go there for a month, and you just you can just do it, including, like, money not inherently being a strong factor to it. Just fuck it, I can just do it. You just can go, because there's literally no, like, bullshit or, like, visa stuff or whatever you have to deal with. You can just, like, I want to visit there for, like, a month, and just Airbnb it for a month and just check out the place, or maybe, like, for a week, hang out here in this city and maybe check out this other place in this country. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that just be fucking cool? Or maybe you're like, you know what? I know they got, like, a really specialized art school or some shit in Tokyo or some shit when it comes to, like, digital art, and I really want to expand on my digital art skills. I'm gonna fucking go there. I'm gonna, apply for that school and just go. Won't that be cool as fuck? Or, or maybe, like, there's a really specialized trade school, like, in, like, Germany that you want to go to when it comes to, like, auto engineering or something. That's way better than, like, in the U.S., near Detroit or some shit. And you're like, fuck it, I want to go there. Shit like that. I mean, it sounds utopia or whatever, but it's not as hard. It's not as unachievable as people think, though. It's like depressed me. You just gotta find something to kind of push for. I mean, there's plenty of things that kind of depress me about bullshit too, but you always gotta at least find an ultimate, like, broader, at least if anything, philosophical goal to at least try to push for. Especially with the Carmelo case. Yeah, it's, well, that's kind of the problem with people like Fuentes and some of the broader right. Like, they can't help but look at the color of one's skin, even though that's literally just genetics. Like, what, you think there's, like, some inherent roll of the dice that just, like, was predetermined? But, like, oh yeah, that's what I guess because the parents fucked, I guess. But you get what I mean, right? It's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, I didn't choose to be what I am, right? Like, no one did. It's the roll of the genetic dice. Like, you don't choose your parents and how they fucked or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're all just here on the rock of Earth, and we're just all suffering together, basically. You know what I mean? It's like, for the most part, because there's a bunch of other fucks that want us to suffer. But regardless, it's like, I mean, we're kind of broadly, as a majority, kind of under, a common boot, for the most part. And it's like, like, regardless of, like, our background, like, why does that matter? Like, even where I live now, like, I could have easily been born in Texas or Montana or fucking anywhere else, but I was born and raised here in Oregon, you know what I mean? Like, so I could have been anywhere, and my life experience would be so fucking different because of shit like that. Like, my life was the way it is just on the virtue of I was shot out on this particular ball of rock right here in the Pacific Northwest, which, honestly, thank fuck, because this is one of the best places in the world, arguably. But still, I'm just saying. I can't do the race pride thing because I don't trust anyone regardless of the race, gender, or sexual orientation. I mean, I could weirdly respect that, actually. I mean, I always treat it as, like, every group, every race, every ethnic background, every religion, everybody in every clique and everything, has got assholes. Because, like, like everyone has assholes, right? Their opinions. Everyone's got one, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we just got exceptional assholes that are very diuretic that like to a lot out, because they're really big assholes. So, It just happens sometimes. You know, man, for a Gorpier, I actually generally kind of like you a little bit. I kind of fucks with you. So, option, in my opinion, we need to get along, or species will go extinct. I mean, I don't know about our species necessarily going extinct, but at least when it comes to like civilization as we understand it and know it now, would definitely fucking change, and it would not be recognizable. I mean, we can kind of, I suppose, infer because of like a lot of apocalyptic shows and movies and shit like that, but nothing's really going to truly give us an understanding about what the fuck is going to happen, you know? Because like, if we really don't, especially when it comes to things like climate change, like we will legitimately like, you know, not be in a position where life as we know will be the same. And like, I don't necessarily think humanity will go extinct, but our way of life as humanity will definitely be fundamentally different. And I think we would only be able to live in certain areas of the world, and maybe we'd still have some levels of our technology that we can kind of like recover a little bit. You know, especially with things like our satellites and shit that we have. Like, we could probably still have some level of communication and some breaks of our previous civilization there. But it's never going to be the same, though. I think I might be rethinking this whole Gorper thing now. Well, hey. There ain't no harm in that. Because maybe actually, you know, we probably generally have like some pretty common goals, you know, way more so than we think. And weirdly enough, there are times where even Fuentes will say some shit. I'm like, you're not like wrong, but you're also still wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just like the conclusion is just so way off base. I'm just like, oh my god. Again, like I have such a weird oddball soft spot for him, you know? Like it's just kind of a weird thing. But, hey, I mean, you know, like, ultimately, I think it's just because he, you know, he grifts so much about these things. Because, like I mentioned from earlier, I think he is just kind of a grifter. He knows he makes good money in bank doing some shit like this, and he just keeps doing it. But he also, I think, more lately than ever, has been kind of letting it slip more. You know, from what, at least from my opinion, from what I've noticed, being a little bit more honest about what he believes and shit to an extent, which I suppose in a weird way is kind of a good thing, because there are times where I'm like, unironically, you're kind of right. Just for the wrong reasons, but you're still right somehow. It's like with Alex Jones back before he went like fucking, I don't even know anymore, like where he just broke. You just got broken now, dude. But, like, there was a time where even I had a weird soft spot for him. I still do. But, like, he just fell off so bad. Cheeto!
So, a couple of the meats got thawed in the fridge. We have the sausage rope things, and they're said Best Buy till like fucking September, August. So I feel like they're fine. They're used by freeze by for a while. If
yeah.
They thaw, who cares? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now the bacon, Jimmy Dean sausage, bacon in particular, that shit was basically thawed.
Okay.
And I looked it up. If it's thawed slightly, freezer burned slightly, it should be okay. But immediately have to cook it. So I'm using the convention of the fucking toaster oven right now.
You're gonna cook
all the Jimmy Dean sausage.
Cook the bacon especially.
I cooked them both at the same time. I know.
Oh, dude, low key, fuck yeah, because I kind of been I'm just slowly getting hungry, and I'm like, dude, a bunch of fucking bacon with my pancake.
It didn't smell like smelt the bacon.
No, I'm sure it's still fine.
And it smelled good. Like
it's still no, bro, it's still gonna be fine. I mean, because even
there's
though
no way it went below 40 degrees.
No, definitely not. Like
most everything was still frozen.
Yeah, it probably was just barely open a crack. So
it wasn't open. It was just like that.
Barely, yeah. It just like, didn't quite seal.
You know
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be okay.
I looked it up. If that shit turned to liquid, that's just gone.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
just
throw it out.
cooked. Yeah, that's
Okay, I get it.
unironically literally cooked.
They said if it's still got some ice in it in places, still icy.
It's still
parts,
frozen?
It's still,
Yeah,
still
you could
frozen-ish.
still you can recover
In
it.
parts liquidy, but other parts
But
frozen,
yeah, you could recover it.
It was just pure liquid.
Oh.
So I just threw that shit out.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. We got to make sure when we take stuff out, that,
Make sure that
because it'll slide on itself, and then make it slightly.
Should we just like have a day where we just like reorganize that thing?
Oh, we just need to cook the fuck out of this shit.
Well,
and
that
eat it.
that too. I mean, I'm not disagreeing
I
with
just
that. By the way.
reorganized a bunch in there.
Oh,
took
okay.
all
Well,
the-
all right. Well, I
took
guess
all the-
never mind. We
you
are.
know those little hill sausage things we got?
Yeah.
I just took them and like Lego stacked them in the back.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Should be fine now, but I just want to communicate because kind of want to use you as a guinea pig.
What the fuck? What guinea pig?
Because you fucking dude, you're good with this stuff. Like you'll eat food that like not good for me, and you'll be fine. You'll be like, yeah, bro, I'm fine. And I'm like, I'm dying. We ate the same shit, you know. You'll be like,
I don't know how I feel about being called a guinea pig for this. Oh, wow.
The bacon. I know
Wow.
the Jimmy Dean sausage will be fine. The bacon smells fine. I don't know if it'll be fine.
I'm guarantee you'll be okay.
All
It's been frozen in there forever up until this recently, so it's fine. Was it still cold?
Yeah, I mean, it was still cold, but
There you go. You're fine.
It wasn't ice. It was
You're fine then.
very, like, thawed, malleable.
But it's still cold. That's fine. It's still in that, temperature zone where it's still going to be okay. We're fine.
Just drink it.
Hey, I'm the health guy and the food guy. Like, I know these things.
Put it around. What do you want, Vito? You want in or you want
Where's the chunk? Chunk left me. Wow.
Jazzy probably smelled all the foods and she was like...
Yeah, now she's watch her be by the kitchen. Watch her literally be like,
She's right there in the middle of the hallway.
yeah, she's near it.
She's
She's
hanging
close
out by
to
it with-
Yeah, she's close.
laying flat looking towards at it.
I'm waiting for it to be done so I know I get something.
I'll probably end up giving them some because I just have too much food next week.
I'm a for bacon.
That crock pot stuff too needs to be eaten the next day or cooked it up. It's good in the fridge for like 3-4 days, and it's been like 2
Hey,
hours.
bacon. Oh, what if I crumble some of that in a bowl as a
Yeah,
accoutrement.
that's the garnish.
as an accoutrement? Yeah. I cook up a little nice bowl. Our bowl for today, and now I have our accoutrement.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, bro.
Cool.
Oh,
I just leave this open so the dogs come and go as they please.
I suppose, if you want to get the green thing, or I guess I could do it, or just have it like by the edge,
Okay.
just slightly scoot it.
Okay.
Yeah, you pretty much have it. That's good. Because if it closes on itself, it will still kind of partially be open because then they can. Yep, there you go.
Cool. I'm thinking I might buy myself a blue ice.
So, all right, cool. It comes back with another
put this money-
topic.
I did look at my money. I'm going to be fine with the car stuff no matter what. I looked up the money for the rest of the week. I did forecast. For the rest of the month, I did forecast, and I should be fine at worst case scenario. Even without Harley or Brian paying me back, I'll be like more than fine. Even if my car dies, I'll be able to be fine. So,
Well, I'm not surprised Brian did not pay you back yet.
no, he wants to.
I mean, I know he wants
He
to.
thought he actually owed me more money than he did. He's like, I'll get you that 90, bro. I'm like, bro, you owe me 75. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, 40 plus 35 is 75. He's like, oh, okay. Thought I owed you more. I'm like, nah. You owe me 75.
Actually, it's really better to overestimate the under.
Yeah.
I did that, so it's like,
I don't blame him right now because he's cars, gas guzzling them.
and
he's
fucking,
going-
yeah, he told me about that too, like, because I was on a dispo trip.
He hasn't got enough paychecks in a row yet, from this or that yet.
Yeah,
He's got the 2 jobs, so he'll be making enough.
he will eventually, so, I mean,
This Friday, I want the money though, and then I'll be getting 2
Fair.
paychecks on Friday. So. Yeah, and then Harley owes me 200, but I'm not really worried about that because he pays
Yeah.
people back. But he's got the tickets.
he's gonna,
I'd rather him pay those off first. So, big wall, be fine. I did forecast the money, but
And you know
I
me,
have to buy shit now. The next few days, I think so. Tomorrow, Whitney wants to go shopping together.
Oh
And
man.
then Tuesday, I'm taking Whitney and Lynn to Portland City Grill.
Yeah, I'll take this one back.
And then probably taking them out on the town. After all the drinks and the food, I'm sure they're going to want to party.
Yeah.
Which means it's her birthday. So I could ask Whitney. I could say this to Whitney. I pay for the Portland City Grill and that shit. When we go out on the town bars and shit, you pay. Yeah. You're paying for Lynn's stuff, not me this time. Like, I paid for the first thing. We can split that. But it's still going to be, and then, because she doesn't just want to buy shit for her, she wants me to buy shit for me. Like clothing wise. We're like picking out fucking date clothes and shit, basically. But we're looking at probably about 3, 4, if she helps out with money, maybe not 500. If I have to pay for everything for the next 3 days, because Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I have to take my mom and my brother out. Pretty sure that's what's happening Wednesday. So I haven't seen my mom almost a month, and she's dying, kind of. Like, my mom's lungs are seizing up and shit right now because of her allergies, bro. She hasn't had allergies like this in 15 years. And you know, my aunt died from an allergy attack. Like, it's been really bad. It's been really, really bad the past 2 weeks. So I gotta kind of go see her and check on her. She wants to go bowling. And then that means I'm paying for Mom and Michael. You too, I mean. So I'm looking at, I might be dropping about $300, $400, $500 in a matter of like days. So I'm like, oh fuck. You know what I mean? Like, and then my car stuff tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I think it's probably fine. It's probably just a fluke thing with the fucking. You've played with that thing. You know how that fucking thing is faulty.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I only haven't played with it a couple times.
But you've watched me do it like what?
I
2,
know,
3?
I know, I did that. Yeah.
You're the one who knows the car best besides me. So that's why I asked you about it.
Well, it's so long, yeah, so
Being the passenger is more experience than anyone else. You know? I can't explain what's wrong with that to a car guy because they don't know what it is, but because it's such a unique, weird problem. You know what I mean? No, it don't matter. It don't. Yeah, it's a shifter. 1, 2, 3, and it won't stay in 3. Is what basically I'm pretty sure is happening. I'm hoping that's all the problem is that he didn't want to stay in 3 where drive is, and that's why I was freaking the fuck out on the highway. I'm hoping it went into half neutral. Who's the fuck out of the damn thing? That you told me. Watch this car last another 2 years. That's kind of what I'm trying to design like that. After the diagnosis, like the cord got caught on it and tugged it forward.
yeah, it's happening. Yeah, I mean, honestly, considering how little it was probably in that position. I mean, I don't know how.
Because I didn't put it 1, click, 2, 3. I went, let's go, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Before this road rage dude wants to fight
I
this.
get it. I'm just saying, like, I think it might have stayed. You know, I assume that it could have been that long anyway, right?
No, it was Max driving like that, where it was might be in or out for 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah, so
Highway, probably like
yeah,
30.
I don't really think you did that much damage to your transmission. It was probably warning you before it really got bad.
It
Though.
did. It warned me, and then the light went away. And then after the light went away, I pulled into the parking lot, and then it just
Probably because it did.
stalled. It went
Probably
into
because
full-
it got more loose and went.
It probably stopped and went full neutral on me.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, overdrive doesn't matter because we're not in drive.
Well, yeah, well, especially for how little. What if it was about maximum about maybe 8 minutes at the most? Like then, yeah, it's. I think you're fine.
I didn't ruin the transmission.
Nah, you didn't. I don't think you did.
Unless the transmission's already ruined, and that's why it was acting up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about it. But what I want to say, should I do this tomorrow? Whitney, I kind of want this too. I've always wanted. I always wanted a nice blazer, not a suit, just a nice blazer. Because they're fucking useful. You can wear them casually. You can wear them business casual. You can wear them in interviews. Like a nice black, like.
Well, you know what's
blazer.
funny? When I went to back when I was going to college, you know, when I had my not that East German jacket, but I had a different one, at least for the winter, because it was a wool coat.
Oh yeah.
I would just like casually wear that a lot of times with my own little
Well, I
drip.
bet you that cost you some money to get it.
Really not much. It was a surplus jacket, so it only cost about $40. And East German memorabilia, especially at that time, didn't cost that much. And I still look around occasionally, and The only stuff that's actually relatively expensive are things like boots and
So
certain
this is the fucking,
certain stuff, but
this is the
most of
fuck
it's
part.
actually pretty cheap.
You're 6'2". You're like the perfect height for suits and shit. Like people.
Oh,
make
I
them-
know.
They
That's
make
what,
them for your size,
well, I mean, even this one.
I know it
right here,
fits
I
you
mean,
well.
it's very adorned right now,
but it doesn't fit you right.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
make sure that like people between 5'6" and 6'2" can get suits.
I mean, it's not gonna
You know what I'm
look
saying?
good with this shirt I'm wearing, but oops. Oh, this is fucking.
you
this
don't
is the
wear it for
metal.
the stream. For the stream.
I flex this fucking jacket on stream. I don't give a damn. It's a fucking nice ass jacket.
It's a little. No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you got.
Well, I had. Well, there's. Well, the East German.
No, that fits you just right. Yeah.
Well, look at the sides. It's right here. This little flat with the red.
Doesn't have any size.
That is the size. It's like M42, I think.
All 42.
It's basically M means the medium, and then but there's also like SG. There's a few
So
other
mediums-
size where it means
mediums-
like large, extra large, mediums. But the 42 is this very specific weird measurement that the East Germans had that wasn't centimeters
No,
and
that's-
shit.
42 and 44. I'm pretty sure are your chest length.
Well, it
All the way
is.
around.
It is, but it's not in centimeters or in inch. It's a weird, unique measurement system that the East Germans had. It's you have to kind of like
Okay.
adjust it accordingly to different measurements.
Yeah, 'cause-
And there's a website for it. Like that's why I looked it up. I was like, oh, this will fit me. It'll be a little smaller on me, but it actually fits. Fucking. Oh my god, look at this.
Like, here's one I could get. I kind of like it, but also
It's a
kind of
fucking
don't like it. Because it's got these weird sparkle things on it randomly. Like in the most random
that one?
places. Like, it's kind of cool.
Oh, I
Why didn't they just do that everywhere? Why is it just in these random spots?
maybe that's just because of the flash. Maybe it is, but because of certain parts of the lighting, maybe it's only. I don't know.
No, they're doing it on purpose. See it on the streets. See on the sleeve here? And then it's not on there.
I don't know.
Kind of strange, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, could I rock that? I don't know. But that's the only suit I can find for a cheap price so far that'll actually fit me because I have such a weird size, dude.
Right.
Like I legit have to find weird sizes for this shit. They do not make shit for me. Just a bummer because like this one, ooh, really nice, dude. Look
Yeah,
at
I'll
this.
do the two top buttons. There we go. Oh my god, look at this.
I know it fits you perfect. But see that? I could rock the fuck out that.
Oh fuck yeah.
I could rock it all kinds of different places.
You should probably buy it soon because of that discount, bro.
I can't buy it because it don't fit. They don't have my size. That's my point. I've been looking all around. They don't make my size, dog.
Damn.
I have to wear
What's the closest to it?
extra tall or extra long, or custom fit, or there's like 3 or 4 different types depending on the makers. And it's kind of hard to find. XLT, that's another size I could wear. Is XLT. My arms are too long. I literally got my tape measure.
Do you
out.
think
I, like, measured
what's
my
the
shit.
specific tailor / company that makes them? Maybe you can get a custom order specifically.
I mean, I'm trying to get it before Tuesday, kind of thing, if I can. If I gotta pay a little extra shipping to get it overnight. who cares?
Expedite shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that.
I know, but for $50 instead of 120, I'll pay an extra $5-10.
It's probably gonna be a little bit more for expedited, but yeah, I get what you mean.
It's not a big deal. It's just I can't find any good black ones. I'll find ones that are like weird colors, and they're cool with that. I don't know. Anyways, it's something I'm dealing with. I just wanted to share because I feel like that's something you would kind of understand a little bit about how clothes don't quite fit right, and then it's kind of hard to find stuff.
Yeah, I
Plus-
get that.
Dude, I'm not wearing. I mean, I could wear like a silver or a gray. I'm not wearing
Like some
white.
good old Prussian gray,
Yeah, not
Prussian growl.
fucking. I would prefer black because I can wear anything black.
Yeah,
Gray, you can almost wear anything.
for the most part, yeah.
I'm not grabbing some weird fucking sapphire blue. What the fuck am I gonna wear that with?
You can wear that with some different stuff, but I
Not
don't
with
know.
my wardrobe. No.
You probably would find some shit. I mean, you could probably wear it for the shirt you're wearing now.
Yeah.
That's at least a shirt, but I
Probably better just have an all black shirt under it with the like fucking sapphire.
Yeah.
But I want the blazer to be usable for a lot of different things, not just like, oh, I can only wear this with 1 or 2 things I have.
Well, sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I eventually want to get a full-on suit. But I'm not ready to drop like $200-300 right now on that. Yeah, I've always wanted a suit. I never had one.
Well, I guess I unintentionally have one. I just need the actual uniform, like actual like boots for it.
Yeah. Remember in
It's
high
almost
school, though, man,
complete.
I used to dress good, bro. Remember, I had my hipster times, then I'd have to dress up for basketball. Then have my shirts and shit.
Fucking get a little extra more authentic. Fuck it. Get a little more authentic with it.
I knew you would be interested in this. I was like, I could talk to him about this. He's actually.
There we go. Now I look like
yes,
Nasze Volsami Badagadasan.
Fuck, dude, it's already 4 a.m. That's crazy.
Oh Jesus Christ! It actually is.
Crazy, dude. I have to be awake in like 6,
What's your
6
paper?
hours.
Where's your papers? Where's your papers to stay up this late to the curfew?
Passport.
Aw. Your papers have been late into the curfew. Do I have to report to you, Dasazi? Because this is not a Stasi uniform. This is a National Volksarmy one. It's not all the way truly like complete. Because like if I was in a regiment, there would be like a band on the top, right here. Or I think it'd be right here. And then there would be like, depending on how long your service is, there would be like chevrons right here on the side. But there's none of that. Despite having at least a 5-year service medal, and I've been trying to find a 10-year one because it'd be a little bit more accurate to being a lieutenant/lieutenant. It'd be a little bit more accurate to it, because then I can just add like that right here, and then just expand it further. Yeah, I'm actually gonna take this off a little bit now. Fuck it. Well, what you fighting? I was one of the National Volksarmy, foreign emissaries for the, NVA in Vietnam.
You're an emissary for
And
the
Congo.
NBA? For the NBA?
NVA.
No, for the NBA, bro. He's gonna bring the NBA to Russia. He's German. It's like table tennis with the U.S. and China. Gonna build a bridge here through sports.
What the fuck?
You know what I'm talking about. That was real. That
Damn.
was somehow how we opened up relations with China was because we both like ping pong.
I mean, no facts though, because ping pong is awesome.
Fuck, dude. We should legit get some ping pong balls, like, because there's places you can go like Jake's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's that one bar off 82nd? Not Jake's. You know what I'm talking about, just south of Heritage.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they have a fucking ping pong table there. And it's free. You just gotta bring your own balls. They have the fucking battles there and shit.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, my mom's got a whole fucking ping pong table at their fucking house.
Right.
Yeah.
Just get a bunch of them from her.
Yeah, probably a good idea when I go up there this week. Like 15 more minutes, it'll be done.
Oh yeah.
So,
Fuck yeah, dude.
it's like, it said 20 minutes at 350, but I'm cooking 2 things at once. And I opened, I was like, this shit's not done. I'm gonna cook it long.
Right. Yeah, you gotta have
You
it
can
go a
look
little
at it and
longer.
know that bacon's not done. You can literally just look
I
at
know.
it.
Yeah.
Most slimy, undercooked bacon ever. My brother makes bacon like that. I can't stand it. Like, he has good technique with the flavorings he puts on it, brown sugar and
But
stuff.
he lets it be like.
I like it on the crispier side, like slightly crispy.
I like a little bend, but I do like crisp.
I like
Edges crisp, but the
Yeah.
center's got some choo choo. You know what I
like
mean?
the parts that curl up gets.
Yeah. You know what I mean. You know what I
and then
mean.
The parts that the valley parts.
Right,
are
yeah.
still
I
soft.
I like crispy bacon too, where it's like full crisp, but it's
I
not
like
my
them both.
fave.
I like them both.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I got a preference, but yeah, I like both though.
I didn't fucking lay them out either. I just chunked them. The whole chunk. I was like.
Oh,
I
some
don't
of them
give a
actually
fuck.
probably will literally be like pretty soft,
I
juicy.
just fucking like.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
gonna be a bacon fucking burger, basically. Just fucking
Well, hi Vito.
bacon burger.
Vito's
Slab of
plopping,
bacon.
slab that ass, Vito. Vito, Grenstrupen God Dog, ja.
Right now,
Glens,
I'm taking a shower.
Grenskajn,
What
ja.
time do you work tomorrow?
3.
You think you can let the dogs out before you go? 'Cause I got beat
If
up.
I got time, I can do it.
You'll have more time than me.
I know. I'm just saying. Honestly, worst comes to worst, I'll just let my boss know and be like, hey, I'll be a little late. Gotta take my dogs out because my roommate ain't home to do it.
Well, yeah, I don't need you to take them a walk. Just take them to the backyard.
Yeah,
Do their business
I know.
out
I'll just do a quick little. I'm not gonna do a lot.
I ran them at the park earlier today. I just walked them. They should be all right. Jazzy did not poop though.
So she might wanna
In the
tomorrow.
morning,
Yeah.
I might not have time to do them. I might need to sleep and then scramble the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long fucking day. 11:30 to
Oof.
like 12:30.
Oof.
So
That's gonna be a.
I need to make money though, man. Gotta make money.
Gotta hustle that up.
All right.
That's what happens. You're good. You're good. What the fuck? I'm just sitting here jingle-ling-a-langin'. Jingle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. I literally did not know what the hell he was saying. Something mumble, bumble, bumble, gumble. Rubber, rubber, bumble, bumble. What do you want here? Taking this off though. Me. Gonna retire back into his little spot. Ugh. Just gotta be careful with it. There we go. I'll gently put this right over there for now. Gently. Plus, those make me feel hot. It's not wool or nothing, but it gets you warm pretty quick. Especially if a lot of the metal that's on it, that's not really gonna help at all because it's got a little weight. Hi, boy. You know, I want to do a little ear respect and see what that looked like. I'll pop that ass. There. No, be careful where you're plopping, boy. Yeah, you can be right here. Hey. Oh, my God. Oh, that floofy face. You don't want to... I want to see that ear. Big boy. Why do you have to move so much? I'm just trying to inspect things. Sit. Let me just look at that ear, you dork. Oh. Don't look as good because of the cream that was recently put on there, but hey, it's doing better though. I can still tell. It's looking better by the day. Oh, you big old boy. You don't ever realize that you just have that injury, do you? Do you have a bulletproof vest? It's in my house somewhere. The last time I got a bunch of my shit over here, I was meaning to pick it up, but I couldn't find it, and I'm kind of like, where the fuck is that? I will say, though, that there isn't any plates in it. It's just kind of there for when I go target shooting and shit. So I just have my shit and my gear on me. It's just accessible. Especially if I want to, like, do some rounds with my, rifle, and I can just, like, shwomp, boom, boom, boom. Just keep firing, or at least, throw it in my mag dump pouch. Shwomp, mag dump pouch. Just all smooth motion. It's fucking nice. And considering my motions are very AK-like, that's my rifle. She's my baby. I know you won't see her, but she is my baby. Yet the rifle is fine, duh. And also, considering I have the East German uniform that I have, a lot of the furniture on that rifle is East German too. East German buttstock, East German upper handle. I have a Bulgarian handguard that's in the same plum pattern as the East German one, but not the same. But I got a few things in there that's, East Deutsche, Ostdeutsche. Don't the new ones use Kevlar, no metal plates? Well, the one I got only has like a thick, like, padding, in it where there isn't a plate in it. It's just the vest itself. I have to order the plates on my own. And I know where I could get legitimately, like, even rifle grade plates, because if I were to get one, it would be rifle grade. I'm putting money on that bitch for rifle grade. And I forgot exactly what, like, type or whatever would be for that, but I mean, ultimately, is what I would have. Because, hey, if worst comes to worst, especially let's say there's an accidental discharge or some shit or whatever the fuck, and it hits me in the chest, I'd rather have a rifle grade plate than a pistol one. Or none at all, frankly. Or, other bullshit. Better need it than have it. Or better than even not have it and not have it and need it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it needs to be some shit like that. Sometimes. Sad face. Atestas Bruski. Atestas Bayer. Nein. Das ist just kurz. Nein. That's okay. At least I got like a weird little like vanilla with a hint of cherry Dr. Pepper mix I got from work. With some ice in it still. Oh my god, nice. I like how no matter what, we just get free drinks. At least, they respect the fact of, quote, water break. I like that. Dude, the combinations of sodas that I make, we have a limited edition, like, Summer Punch Fanta that's only exclusive, to our, shops and shit. And I'm just like, fuck yes, because this is actually banging. But there's even a better combo because of mixing shit around, you know what I mean? Like, there is, you do, like, so if anyone's been to a Wingstop and you get one of those fucking soda machines that like has different options you can use and all that shit, and all that type of stuff, like they will have like that limited edition kind of shit that I'm talking about, and put like at least like half of this bitch about yay, and then put some lime, Fanta lime in there, and then about a little bit of a splash of cherry. And then you put one more little baby splash for the vast little tippy top of that, summer punch shit. It's actually fire. It literally adds like a little extra lime tang to where it makes it feel like a summer tropical kind of punch epicness. And I'm just like, it's actually good. I wish they actually did it like that instead, because it would have been like fucking peak, straight peak. Straight up. But that watered down, decarbonated cherry vanilla-esque Dr. Pepper also works the same. Not the same, but I will say, if we had like some vodka or some shit, or even like some whiskey, I would put like a one shot in there just for the last little bit of the night. But I'm like, yeah, nah. We'll have our little outro here, but we'll keep going on for a little bit longer. Actually, speaking of, the time frame with that bacon and extra dank. Man, what time is it at? Oh, it's actually 7 minutes till 4:20. Anyway, you know what? We'll make sure that there's a proper bow right at that. So about 7 minutes ish, 8 to 7. Which, by the way, any last little epic comments, anything, some love or whatever the fuck? I don't know. I can't be rambling forever. What this Stasi, got you all spooked? Oh, yeah, they're definitely a little silent ones tonight, huh? I guess just have to kind of keep cooking, huh? Wow. Wow. This early morning favor. It could be achieved. Nah, I kid. But, honestly, like, I should actually do this a little bit now that I think about it. I was just sort of thinking about it. It's like, outro time. Like, what do we thought? What was our thoughts about, like, the streams and stuff? Or especially those that have been around for the whole shebang. I thought about this, for a bit, but I'm thinking, honestly, I'm really feeling pretty good about the stream. Dude, we literally had a Goiper, like, come in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but I'm pretty sure he probably moved on for now. And I really, actually, weirdly enough, hopefully he comes back because, dude, I think we planted some seeds. We planted, like, some shit there, you know what I mean? Like, and weirdly enough, a lot of what he was saying was kind of outside of the JQ shit. Like, there was a lot of, like, legitimate, like, we're in kind of a weird agreement here a little bit. He never really opened up too hard about everything, but was kind of on board for the most part. I'm like, it's like, dude, that's actually kind of made me feel good a little bit. That's why, like, when it comes to, like, a far right guy like that, like, I mean, I won't immediately, like, dismiss it because of contact theory, but, like, sometimes when they're just so gun-ho with it, you gotta know when it is. Game recognized game shit, right? But when a game recognized game in a way where it's actually, like, beneficial and weirdly, like, oh, you kind of get what I'm saying a little bit? Like, that's an opportunity. That's contact theory. That's some Daryl Davis shit a little bit. They might immediately, there might be some turn off shit, but if you kind of, just chill for a bit and see where it goes, sometimes it actually ends up being some good shit. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I feel like there was some actual genuine, like, success that happened tonight on stream. Like, unintentionally. I didn't even mean for it to happen, but I think that actually did, though, a little bit. Can't wait to get the fuck out of the country I live in. I mean, I hate to say that I wish I agreed with you, but, I mean, I feel, I don't know. I got too many obligations, personally. Like, my niece, my sister, like, my brother, my dog, things that I own as in America that I know I literally cannot take anywhere but here, practically, for the most part, outside of maybe, like, a couple different countries. I know Canada would definitely not be one of them. I hate to say it, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like, especially for me personally, in my own experience in my journey, like, it's just not there. I don't besmirch anyone taking that. But I just feel like, if it is an ability and an option, and I can take a lot of the things that I got, firearms and stuff included, like, legitimately, because I know there are countries that I would have to probably take extra leaps and jumps and hoops and shit to do, to be able to have them imported there, depending on the country. But I'm willing to do it, because, sorry, I like my pee-pews. Like, I'll make sure they come with me within reason. I'm just saying they're not going to ever be disarmed. But if I have to at least be within reason with certain things, then sure, to an extent. But beyond that, new. Like mat capacity shit. Like, that's, sorry, dumb. And Canada, by the way, is really stupid with that. Like, no more than 5 rounds no matter what. Like, fuck you. Like, ew. Gross. It's bunk. Because, like, a mag ban is not going to stop anyone from actually wanting to legitimately commit a crime with a weapon. I'm sorry. That doesn't stop anybody. It happens all the time in America. Like, and also, like, a law like that, especially for Canada, for example, it's been around, just on the version because they had, like, one time and they went, like, super extreme and it's never happened since, so it's justifiable, basically. It's like, well, no, you went super extreme with it. Like, you could probably still have the same result by still at least having licensed proper gun owners, which you could still have that same restriction with people in the country without having to restrict certain things like mag capacity bans or even the ability to maybe even shoot some weapons, even if they're collectibles or whatever. It's like because they have to at least have like the firing pin or certain parts of the trigger mechanism, removed, or something. It's like, fuck that. Like Armin Gunn is a gun tuber or like a YouTuber that I watch a lot, and he's from Canada, and every now and then we'll make a little joke about that occasionally because he literally for the most part can't fire any of the weapons that he owns, even though he owns like a fuckload of collective historical memorabilia. From MP40s to the PPSH to the FG42 and MG42. Like, he has all sorts of different fucking weapons, but like, maybe for certain of ones I can understand to an extent, but like, the majority of them, I'm like, this shit's just basically a submachine gun, but it's just old. Like, why have like a weird restriction on just all of that, period, no matter what? Like, it's just weird. Because, yeah, like, someone's gonna do, like, a fucking mass shooting with an MP40 or something, bro. Let's just use a collectible instead of a cheap-ass AR-15 or something, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. It's just meaningless bullshit. Like, that shouldn't be restricted. Outside of at least if you have, like, a collector's license, Like, I mean, that's as far as I think it should be restricted. As long as you got something like that, then cool. Or those two. Plasma rifle in the 40-watt range. Just what you see here, buddy. I've heard there's a reason why the Terminator actually said that. I've heard some lore about this that actually makes sense. Because when the Terminator went back in time, it was kind of trying to gauge humans about the accessibility of weapons. And it was trying to find the most deadliest weapons it could find, especially what was at least first observable in the immediate access of, that gun store. But then they mentioned that because Skynet obviously programmed in its brain, or in its CPU, at least in this case, for the Terminator, to be like, these are the current weapons of all forms, experimental and otherwise, of what's going on in this current century and this current year. And the plasma rifle in the 40-watt range was one of them. It just happened to be a secret military experimental weapon that wasn't in mass-produced service or anything yet. It was just experimental. That's why the Terminator was, wanting to see if, maybe it was somewhat available just to see if, just because it was an available technology to some degree, at least in the hands of the government and the military at the time. Which totally makes sense if you think about it. It actually does. Hence why, the Terminator literally just blurted that out, and the gun owner was like, bro, just what you see here, buddy. Because he didn't understand, but didn't care because he just wants to make money because this guy's buying a fuckload of guns. He's like, you obviously want a lot, but dude, it's just what you see here, man. I don't know what that is. Just what I got is what I got. Which he's just being a business owner, so that's actually fair and respectable in his own right. You know what I mean? Like, definitely one of those things where it's like, hey, Can't blame him. And then he got shot. By the way, goddamn it, I was 3 minutes late to the 420. What the fuck? Ah, whatever. Good old Stoner mantra. Better late than never. It's not gonna look good if I have to deal with that and be like a little late for work, especially because the person that I could potentially switch a shift with is also closing with me tomorrow, and I'm just like, I literally have to basically be like, yo, you can have my tip money. You can also, I'll cash app you or something. I'll literally like pay you and bribe you if I have to, just to be like, please just don't say anything if I call out that day. You don't have to go into work. I don't care. You do whatever you want, but like, I've looked at the schedule. I'm like, they could potentially handle it. I think they'd be aight. It would be a little unfortunate, but I think they'd be aight. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to. And also, there's someone that's working until 10, but they're also opening tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but like on Sunday that day or that night. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do that either.
I have a project for you.
Hold on, dude. Okay, actually,
You're in some kind of a thing.
dude, I'm trying to go to that show on the 18th, but it's like I am literally have like.
I'm not going.
Well, I know.
Brittany's not going. But
Well, I know you're. Well,
Stefan maybe going.
no, he literally is confirmed going. And I want to, but it's like I literally have only 2 options. I can potentially switch a shift, but that's also kind of a coin toss. And I never call that, but I could.
Yeah, I mean, I really just can't. I need the money.
I get you. I mean, I picked up a shift too this week too, so I mean, I'm not really like hurting so bad, you know, right now. I just know that my paycheck.
I just do the morning shift and then go.
Well, I can't switch. I mean, maybe I could switch a shift. I could probably talk to the shift lead tomorrow about, be like, hey, let's try to, figure it out. Because if you can't, that's fine. Let's just hit up someone who's working in the morning and I can take that. But I will probably have to try to get out as soon as possible if I close the day before, which I guarantee I probably will.
There, just help me with this real quick.
Okay, all right, anyway. All right, but I'm just saying, like, so what do you think, though? Like, while I'm helping you.
I do the morning shift.
So try to.
Make money and then go feel. After you make money, you're gonna be like, okay, I make money now. I'm gonna go.
Either way, if I switch a shift, or even try to do a morning and switch shift in that way, I can. Either way, I'm still making some money. But
yeah, I would do that and then go to the shop.
But I'm just saying, because I still want to, but like since. I could do that anyway, so what am I doing real quick? This waist or the chest?
I put this in my armpit, and then you go around my back, all the way around back to the armpit. Go back to this armpit.
Well, hold on, step. Yeah. Right here.
So,
hold on.
I need to kind of just do my thing.
Wait. Hold on. Let's bring it back real quick.
See, this is why I need another.
All right, and no worries, you're good. It was just on the opposite direction. Okay.
So this goes in the middle of my armpit, and then also make sure this isn't different.
It is. Wait, hold on, my bad. Come on. Wait, no.
To the middle of the armpit.
It is about 9'11/43 centimeters.
Okay. I'll say 44 then because it was not around my back.
It better be slight. Yeah.
You went like right here. You didn't go here.
Well, okay. Well, because this thing.
So I'm about a 44.
Well, okay. How do you lock this damn thing? Because it does not want to lock.
It's shit.
Okay. Well, I guess I figured that one out.
It's cheap.
Wait. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, how about at least 45 or something?
Yeah, and then just do it to where it's actually on my shoulder blade.
Okay. Here.
Not underneath. That's too
here,
small. I go up.
Hold on. No. Here. Grab that really quick, and then strap it, and then I'll do this.
Low to the middle of the armpit.
Here. I'd say about.
Gotta go down here. So it's natural.
I'd say about 45.
So
45 centimeters.
44, 45.
or
I
about
mean,
or about
because you were here originally. Now
so
you're
about
here.
11
So I'm 44. give or
about
take.
literally about right here.
Okay, so 44 would work.
I say 40, maybe 45. Just yeah,
There's no
44. Yeah.
40. I can't go. It's only an
Okay.
increment of
Okay.
two.
Okay.
If I
Well,
do 46, it literally said if you're 44, you go 46, it's gonna fuck up other proportions.
okay. So was that all you needed, or?
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Okay. Well, then all right. Well, yeah, 44. There we go. We can go back to that era. The atmosphere and style were crazy. From like the 90s and the early 2000s kind of shit when it came to media. That kind of gets you a little bit. But I don't know. Like, there's been some, especially like some horror lately. There's been some good shit coming out. I can't really like dog on some stuff that's been coming out lately. Not always horror though, by the way. Like, there's like The Whale that came out, about like 4-something years ago. That movie is a piece of art. The Substance is another piece of art.
Tell me what you think of this. $30, bro. 44, and then it's got long for my length, extra long actually.
That actually might be kind of slick for like a peacoat / trench coat status thing.
No, extra long is for my height.
I know. That's
Long
what I
would
mean.
be
That's
60.
what I mean. Because then it gets a little.
No. So long is for people about 6'1" to 6'4".
Just show me. Just show me.
Extra long
Just
is for
fucking
anyone.
show me, so I can actually have a visual. No, that's what I mean. Like, because it would be a little bit more. Yeah, that I like that.
This is more. That picture sucks. This one makes it look like a what's it called? Classic fit. You know, older suits.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's a modern fit where it's slightly like more.
All right, well,
This looks more like what I think it's supposed to be modern. I don't know why they look so different in these two photos.
because they've shown different styles of what you can do with it.
Yeah, I guess. But
Be more formal, be more casual.
$30,
with it.
dude. When it's
But it's showing that you can be formal or casual.
Dude,
like
it's
you
supposed
can
to be
literally
$280 and it's $30.
do it. Honestly,
Just pull the trigger.
seriously, yeah. Frankly, low key, you probably
Just buy that shit.
that one. Yeah, I think you should.
$30, dog.
Because it's showing that you can be formal but also casual, and it. I could look at that and like even with the jeans, some of the like it shows they could do different things while being snazzy but cash, or being really formal with it if you want to be a little extra. Like, I mean, it literally is a multi-combo kind of blazer. Which that's what you kind of want from a blazer. You want, like, somebody kind of do multi-combo shit with a little bit. I need to kind of start, adding collection of blazers too, honestly, because I like me a good blazer. I like a good blazer, because if you have a nice little button-up,
blazer,
or, like, if you have a really cool-ass
blazer?
shirt,
Yeah.
if you have a cool-ass shirt that,
That's what I was going to say. A band tee with a blazer looks actually cool as fuck.
yeah, especially when it's really nice fit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hundo.
That's
Hundo,
literally what I was
Hundo.
thinking about wearing to the Portland City Grill, is have my necklaces and then a band tee and a blazer.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want to look too formal.
Because you want some of that cash.
Well, yeah, because we're going out on the town after we're done.
Yeah, just being casual and chilling.
I want to be able to go, because, like, I'm sure she's into a lot of shit Whitney's into, and kind of, they've been friends since college, so. And she's a crazy plant lady.
Yeah.
Owns her own plant business. Whitney was literally like, oh, she might like it, dude, actually. We just both end up dating 40
Speaking, I don't know, like, if it's possible, if you find that little shirts and pants place in downtown, you should all check that spot out, because I've been wanting to go to.
What are you talking?
Did I tell you about this?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I remember.
Yeah, because I found them as content creators making silly, like, videos and shit, but I didn't realize
What's
that they
the
were in
name of the
Portland.
business again?
Shirts and pants. But it's
Oh,
spelled
yeah.
not exactly shirts in pants. It's like shirts with a Z and then, like, something else. But they have their original location's, like, more way out southwest Portland, but they have a downtown location they opened up not that long ago, apparently, from what I understand. And they actually have cool lore because they have a boat that was like one out of
It's like a thrift store, right?
Yeah. And they also make their own stuff sometimes and shit. So like, but they also have like, from what I understand, like even like $5-10 like little bins of like clothes and other little trinkets and other shit. Like they got
Shuts and pants.
Shuns and pants. Yeah. It's off of like Washington or something in downtown.
Yeah, they have two of them.
Yeah, they just recently opened a downtown location.
Yeah, it's on 8th in Washington.
8th of Washington. There you go.
Shit, dude.
I'm willing to shout them out because they already make content anyway, and they shout it out their
I might go check
location.
that out.
So
Actually,
I'm shilling
I
them.
might
I don't
check
care.
that out on Monday with Whitney because Whitney wants to go to Nordstrom in downtown. You know Nordstrom?
Yes.
The one at Pioneer?
Yes, yes.
She wants to go there for some reason and buy bras because she only has one good bra. She has a
Watch
couple-
that place actually have some pretty cool looking bras or something there.
Maybe that's why she wants to go there. I don't know.
No, not Nordstrom. I'm talking about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, sir.
Well,
Unironically, I don't know. I've never been there before. I have no idea.
You're not getting secondhand underpants.
No, I'm not.
Underwear? Nah. Yeah.
I don't fucking. You.
I'm not buying underwear that's.
No, they're not completely thrift store. They also make their own shit too. They make their own clothes as well. Like,
bras, unlikely. I bet you they don't make bras.
I have no idea. They have our own website too where they make stuff too. Like, so I just
Whitney
never
was
fully
like,
checked
"Take
it
me
out.
to Nordstrom's in downtown." I'm like, there's a Nordstrom's right here. It's Nordstrom's rack, so it's cheaper than Nordstrom. But
Oh, what, by the mall?
yeah, the Nordstrom rack.
Dude, that's way, yeah, literally
way
that will be
cheaper.
cheaper.
It's like
Oh,
the outlet.
Yeah,
for
because it's
Nordstrom.
not going to be Portland.
And
Yeah.
then there's downtown Portland Nordstrom's. That's the one she wants. I'm like, why? Why that one? But anyways, that's one of the plans. I don't argue with the lady. I give the lady what she wants.
Give a compromise, be like, hey, don't get everything you want here. Get what you need, but like for other stuff, let's check out this place.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say is because it's a few blocks. It's walking.
It literally is.
Walking
It's
distance
literally a
there.
walking distance,
Yeah.
bro. I know.
I'm Monday. I'm also thinking about hitting the Buffalo Exchange downtown
Mhm.
and taking some clothes in there that don't work for me, not my thing, don't fit, that
Yeah.
are still relatively new. And so it'd be cool to hit the other place too. Maybe they'll take some of my shits and pants. Shits and pants. So that'd be kind of cool. Little
I think they
thing
do
to check out.
exchanges and stuff too. So
All right.
I mean, I don't know. I just only recently discovered they actually were a business. So, I want to actually go check it out so I can learn more about it. So, sounds like you'll do it before I do. If you do, let me know because it would actually be kind of cool to check it out. But we'll be going for a minute. I'm gonna kind of get this one a little slightly unclogged and then check out these dink icons and all this epicness that's waiting for me and all that shit. Nice. How old are you, bro? 28. Gonna be 29 in August. Coming up pretty soon. In about... Okay, so it's 12. 38 days, I think? 36 days, maybe? Give or take. A little over a month. Oh my fucking Christ.
The sausage is done. Bacon me one more time. Sausages are done.
Nice.
Bacon me one more time.
I'm especially waiting on the bacon.
He's like, I want bacon.
Bacon. A bacon slut. But anyway, well, let's see how I'll go for the rest of the lovely evening. Wait, hold on before I do. You're a millennial like me. Nah, I'm more of a cusper, honestly. At least that's what I consider myself, because I'm like, August 16th, 97. Like, that's kind of cusper. Like, because a lot of friends call me a Zoomer, but I've been called a millennial too. I'm a cusper. I mean, I guess technically, depending on who you talk to, I guess I can be a Zoomer more than not, but I'm like, I literally am kind of a cusper on this shit, though. Because I grew up a lot more millennial-esque, more so than Zoomer. I mean, well, I have both. I guess the best of both worlds, because it was very early Zoomer shit, not the late Zoomer era, I guess. But
like I said, I kind of consider myself more of a zillennial or something like that, or like a malumer. I don't know. I think a zillennial is more the proper term, but anyway, I'm gonna expect this bacon and at least have a little appetizer and some sausage and all that good shit. And honestly, I'm thinking of like at least something to watch for later tonight, and I have no idea what, but I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But anyway, we'll peace out for now. So you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So peace, the fuck, right on it.